I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 226, Demonstrating Real Techniques. Time passed by little, and it was getting dark. The popularity of Jiang Chen's live broadcast stream also reached 100 million people with the reports of various media. This time, because it was a live broadcast of a new scenic spot, viewers from the United States, Japan, Arabia and other places joined in. Jiang Chen saw that the popularity had reached its peak, and he knew it was time to show his real skills. Some people say that my scenic spot is fake, so I will let everyone appreciate it. First, let's take a look at the apricot petals. It's easy to distinguish between real apricot petals and fake ones. Jiang Chen picked up a piece of apricot petals from the ground and crushed them under the camera. The crushed apricot petals revealed a little watermark, which is incomparable to the fake apricot petals. Tungsten Shane base. Impossible. You walk another 10 miles to pick petals and try. Mushroom support group. That's right. Walk another 10 miles. We don't believe you can make 10 miles of fake apricot flowers. After a group of people finished talking, Jiang Chen nodded and said, "Okay, since everyone asked, I'll take you to see the real charm of my scenic spot." Jiang Chen got on the Mercedes-Benz and drove towards Jinshaoxingwang. After driving more than 10 miles in the sea of apricot flowers, the car arrived at the Jinshaoxingwang scenic spot. Jiang Chen got off the car and reached out to pick a piece of white apricot flower. It's 15 miles now. Everyone can take a look at these apricot petals. The experts from Harbin University can also come to identify them. Jiang Chen finished shooting the apricot petals in all directions. After shooting, he crushed the apricot petals for everyone to see. For a while, those who said the petals were fake also became suspicious. Brother Wei, this seems to be real. Harbin University Botanical Research Institute. The petals are real petals without a doubt. Mr. Jiang, can you let us see the roots of the apricot tree? ZHU. That's right. Let us see the roots of the apricot tree. You can fake the petals, but I don't believe you can fake the roots. Owl, show him. It can't be fake. You idiots named it. You are ZHU Chang's people, right? I will hunt you down later. If you don't buy 100 apricot cards, I will beat you up. At the request of Harbin Institute of Botany, Jiang Chen walked directly to an apricot tree. He stretched out his hand to dig up the sand, and soon the roots were exposed. In order to let them see clearly, Jiang Chen took out a knife and cut a thin root to look at it carefully with them. Under the camera, hundreds of millions of netizens looked at the root in Jiang Chen's hand. The root was thin and had many roots. After being cut, the circular cross-section was very moist, and it also looked like an orthodox apricot root. Columbia University Research Institute, can you change another tree? Funny number 1, wow, another great school has come out. Haha, I laughed and wet my bed. Today is really an eye-opener. A world-class famous school is here to fight against fakes. This melon will be confirmed. It will be famous all over the world. Mushroom Fan Club, haha, then I will be embarrassed abroad. Yasuan Fan Club, hurry up and get off the air, don't embarrass China. Harbin Botanical Research Institute, by the way, can you break off a branch so we can see the cross-section? Looking at the doubts of the two universities, Jiang Chen walked directly to a century-old golden longevity apricot tree, broke off a branch, and took a cross-section to show them. After taking the cross-section of the branch, Jiang Chen dug another root. This time he dug very deep. A group of people were stunned by the pit full of roots. Tungsten Shane base. How is this possible? Zuzuza, it must be fake. You are definitely not in the Mojiang desert. Young man, then can you find such a sea of apricot flowers in China? Owl, it seems that there is really no such thing in China. Harbin Botanical Research Institute, the tree should be a real tree. Why can't the apricot tree survive in the desert? Columbia University Research Institute, can we go to visit it in person? Cambridge University official, we have submitted an application to the institute. We will organize a group of experts to visit your scenic spot. May I ask if your scenic spot's original promise still counts? Several universities were completely surprised this time. They were shocked when Jiang Chen live streamed the Bermuda grass. They also applied to the school to do research, but were rejected in the end because no one believed that grass could grow in the desert. However, this time, not only was there grass in the desert, but even almond trees survived. If they miss this opportunity again, I'm afraid that their universities will miss a good opportunity for future development. Columbia University Research Institute. I just talked to the courtyard on the phone. We will organize a team of experts to visit your scenic spot. Please help us arrange it at that time. Harbin Botanical Research Institute. We will send the best botanical expert team with the most advanced instruments to set up a laboratory in your place. Please grant us a piece of land according to your original promise. Okay, of course. What I promised you before counts. As long as you come, I will reserve land for your laboratory. Meng. Wow, awesome. Such an awesome university is going to build a laboratory in your place. It's really a glory for China. Owl, blind pig, you guys should watch carefully. Hardao and Janda have confirmed that it is real. Let's not talk about anything else. Go buy 100 apricot blossom cards yourself, and then post photos on the support forum. Otherwise we will kill you guys with human flesh. Mushroom support group. How can this be true? Dang si da si dang. And you guys from the mushroom support group, you are slapped in the face. Buy apricot cards and post photos, otherwise our 100 million fans will immediately blow up your Feng Mushroom Live broadcast room. Dang si da si finished speaking, and the fans of the mushroom support group hadn't said anything. Suddenly an account named Cute Feng Mushroom spoke up. Cute Feng Mushroom, senior really brought glory to China. Mushroom is here to place an order for 1000 apricot cards to support mushroom support group. Look, we mushrooms are still reasonable. We mushrooms are here to support you. Otherwise how can you be so popular? At this moment, Jiang Chen wanted to laugh for no reason. No one is watching Feng Mushroom's live broadcast room, so he came here to seek a sense of existence. Okay. Are you fans trying to whitewash or smear your idol? However, since Feng Mushroom supported him with 1000 apricot cards and she took the initiative to show her goodwill, and she was the one that Chili Pepper was supporting, Jiang Chen decided not to bother with this little girl even to give face to Zhang Wei and Song Jiaqi. So, Jiang Chen looked at the live broadcast and said, "Thank you for your support, Mushroom. She is our Chili Pepper's new friend. You can also support her more." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his fans quickly cheered. Dang Liazu, since Jiang Chen has spoken, let's support him. The color of the sea, support. Cute Feng Mushroom, thank you for your support senior. Mushroom group, you should also support the senior's scenic spot more. Turning hostility into friendship, this seems to be an ending that no one expected. At the Chili Live broadcast headquarters, just when Zhang Wei and President Li didn't know how to end it, they instantly saw hope again. Push Jiang Chen and Feng Mushroom all over the internet at the same time. Find internet trolls to publicize their friendship all over the internet. Block the accounts of those reporters who are causing trouble, and expose the news that they are collecting money for cat teeth on Tiba and Weibo. After Mr. Li of Lagiololive finished speaking, his face turned red with guilt. He didn't expect that Jiang Chen was so generous to help him, even though he was so petty. It turned out that Jiang Chen's success was not without reason. Chapter 227 Expensive Apricot Card. In Jiang Chen's live broadcast room, Feng Mushroom commented on Jiang Chen's live broadcast. This clever and novel live broadcast method quickly attracted millions of viewers, so her popularity soon rose. Let's not talk about Feng Mushroom's matter for now. After Jiang Chen proved himself, he decided to press on and advertise to the end. Thank you for your trust and support. Apricots will mature in mid-July. Now I'm launching the apricot card service. I hope everyone will actively buy it. After Jiang Chen finished the first advertisement, his fans soon began to ask about it. Owl, how can I buy the apricot card? Dalualuo, she, where can I buy the apricot card? Zaiahi, will the desert apricot have the same strange effect as the desert rose? Fengaiwazu, is the desert apricot sweet? Looking at everyone's full screen of questions, Jiang Chen smiled and answered, "My apricots have the same miraculous effect as a Sahara rose. Its taste is definitely the most fragrant and delicious of all the apricots you have eaten. As for the special effects, I can't tell you for the time being, but I promise that there are definitely special effects. Also, it's cheaper to buy apricot cards now. One apricot card contains 10 apricots. The original price of each apricot is 100 yuan. Buying an apricot card is 50% off, and it only costs 500 yuan. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and his live broadcast room exploded again. Polar bear, 100 yuan each? Why is it so expensive? Here, 100 yuan can buy a basket. Teddy should be calm, that's right, 100 yuan for an apricot, it's really expensive. Young man, if it's expensive, you can buy your own apricots. The apricots from the Sahara Desert have long sunshine hours, and they grow in the sand, with enough wind and sand. They are absolutely delicious. So 100 yuan each, it's not expensive. Green youth, 100 yuan each is still affordable. Buy an apricot card, it's only 2 days salary. I'm all looking forward to how delicious your apricots are. The lazy bear on the tree, it is indeed expensive, but think about roses. How many other roses can you buy with 100 yuan? A Sahara rose costs 30,000 yuan. So this apricot is very affordable. Bahang, Sahara products must be high quality. Let's not discuss it first. Support a card. Where can I buy the card? People on the internet started to discuss it crazily. Jiang Chen saw that there were many people supporting it, so he knew it was time to use his hidden trick. Thank you for your support. Today's live broadcast is not to make money from you. I know that I want to raise more funds to green the desert. You know, if we don't defeat the desert, we will be submerged by the desert. Therefore, in order to raise more money and let everyone taste the delicious Sahara apricots, we specially launched the Sahara gift package. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of tourists who were about to leave were instantly attracted. Really fragrant warning. What is the Sahara gift package? Star in the north. Yes, what is the Sahara gift package? If we buy this gift package, can we eat cheap apricots? After a group of people asked, Jiang Chen nodded and introduced it. The content of the Sahara gift package is that you can get a Sahara rose, a ticket to the Mojiang Bermuda scenic area, 10 apricot cards, 100 bottles of Shakwan water, and a Sahara melon seed card for only 30,000 yuan. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of people were stunned. The content of this gift package is really rich. However, this gift package is 30,000 yuan, so it seems a bit Qiyushu Yaran. It sounds good. A rose is 30,000 yuan, a ticket is 5,000 yuan, 10 apricot cards are 10,000 yuan, 100 bottles of Shakwan water are 5,000 yuan, and a bag of melon seeds. By the way, how much is a bag of melon seeds? Are there sunflower seeds in the desert? Xioxio ambiguity. Yes, what's the matter with desert melon seeds? Jiang Chen saw a group of people asking about desert melon seeds on their own initiative, and he hurriedly introduced his sunflower garden to everyone. That's right, when the roses are sold out, he will close the rose scenic area and promote the sunflower scenic area. Sahara melon seeds are the melon seeds I just planted. My sunflower garden will be open soon. Everyone should come and support me then. By the way, the Sahara melon seeds I mentioned are 100 yuan a bag. They are also very effective. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon his fans began to calculate again. That's right, they want to maximize their profits. Qiyushu Ren, if the melon seeds are 100 yuan a bag, plus roses, tickets, apricot cards, and Shakwan water, this is definitely 50,010 yuan. Zero ambiguity. If you calculate it this way, we can buy this gift package for 30,000 yuan, which is really cheap. Lennon Site, isn't it? How many things did you buy with the money for a rose? It saved 20,000 yuan. Guawazi, how to buy it? Where can I buy it? Cute bear, even if I don't eat, I still have to buy a big gift package. Sandsea City, that's right. It's really a good deal. Where can I buy it? Jiang Chen looked at the screen. The number of people who wanted to buy the product was full. Seeing that it was getting dark, Jiang Chen walked to the side of the Golden Longevity Apricot King and told everyone how to buy it. You can go to the Rose Appointment online store to place an order. Of course, you can also go to the physical store to buy it. By the way, I want to say in advance that the roses are limited, so everyone hurry up and place an order. The last person to place an order may not be able to buy it. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon his fans dispersed like a tide to place orders. When the fans came back, Jiang Chen was already standing under a huge 1,000-year-old apricot king tree. The apricot tree was so big that you couldn't see the sky. The dense apricot flowers covered the branches, and the scattered branches stretched for dozens of meters. Jiang Chen was under the apricot flowers, and he was intoxicated by the fragrance of the 1,000-year-old apricot king. Gagada, oh my. Anchor, how did you do it? Such a big apricot tree must be hundreds of years old. Phoenix comes to rest. This apricot tree is at least 1,000 years old. This is the first time I have seen a 1,000-year-old apricot tree. Young man, broadcaster, you win. I won't say anything. I'll go place the order, okay? Dark Knight, damn, I'll take a day off tomorrow. I'll go place the order now. Cute, I'm going to buy 2 gift bags and go with my boyfriend. Night falls, and the sky is full of stars. When Jiang Chen was about to turn off the live broadcast, the number of people in his live broadcast room had reached 100 million. So taking advantage of this wave of popularity, Jiang Chen advertised his sanatorium again. After the advertisement, Jiang Chen stopped the live broadcast, leaving the Xinghua scenic area. As night fell, Jiang Chen took advantage of the tens of billions of spare money in his hands and drove directly to the border of Highway number 2, where Jiang Chen planned to build a super large garbage disposal center. When he reached the end of Highway number 2, Jiang Chen got out of the car. He looked at the large plain next to the border and began to think. Should the waste treatment plant be built in the desert outside the control area or on Mojiang territory? Will the new province agree if it is built in the non-control area? But if it is built on Mojiang territory, what if it goes wrong in the future? Wouldn't it be a pity to lose the tens of billions of investment? After thinking for a long time, Jiang Chen came up with an idea. He planned to build the super waste treatment center in the non-control area and then build a Mojiang waste treatment company in the bonded area. At that time, the tax would still be paid to Mojiang, but he would also leave himself a way out. Chapter 228, Building a 10 billion Sahara renewable energy group. In the Mojiang desert, on the border of Line 2, Jiang Chen spent 300 million yuan to build a two-way 4-lane highway. While he had money, this highway starts from the border in the west and ends at the north outer ring road of Mojiang Free Trade Zone in the east. After the road was built, Jiang Chen spent another 12.5 million yuan to buy street lights. After the street lights were planted, Jiang Chen fenced nearly 100,000 acres of land in the north of the highway to build a super garbage treatment center. After the land was fenced, Jiang Chen planted a garbage treatment plant. The garbage treatment plants he planted were all garbage treatment plants covering an area of 100 acres and worth tens of millions. Such garbage treatment plants are said to be able to process millions of tons of garbage per day, but in fact they can't process that much. It's said to be millions, but a garbage treatment plant can process 20,000 tons per day. The disposal of garbage is not as simple as everyone imagines. First of all, the garbage must be sorted. Now most cities do not have the good habit of garbage sorting, so their garbage is basically mixed together, which brings them a lot of trouble in dealing with garbage. Fortunately, after Jiang Chen studied it, he found that his garbage treatment plant has another function, that is, it can classify garbage through the background settings. After setting it in the control room, you only need to pour the garbage into the garbage pool, and the garbage can be automatically classified in the Waste to Treasure workshop. After the garbage is classified, the staff needs to transport the garbage to several other garbage treatment plants for further processing. Therefore, in order to be able to handle the urban garbage of the entire new province and even the entire western region, Jiang Chen needs to build many garbage treatment plants. Buy 200 garbage treatment plants first, Jiang Chen said, and directly charge 2 billion yuan. After charging the money, Jiang Chen clicked on the one-click planting, and soon rows of neat garbage treatment plants appeared in front of Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen set up these garbage plants by connecting two garbage plants front and back together. In this way, the garbage plant in front is used for classification, and the garbage plant in the back directly turns waste into treasure. Then there are roads in front and behind the garbage plants. The road in front is used to enter the garbage, and the road in the back is used to transport the processed garbage. After planting 20,000 acres of garbage treatment plants, Jiang Chen plans to turn the remaining more than 70,000 acres of land into living and office areas. Speaking of office areas, Jiang Chen plans to establish the Sahara Renewable Energy Group, based on this super garbage treatment plant. This group will be responsible for all garbage treatment plants of all sizes in the scenic area, and will also take on all garbage treatment tasks for China. Therefore, Jiang Chen plans to build a group land of 1,000 acres on the side close to the highway. In the future, houses will be built here as the group's office hall. In addition to the group land, Jiang Chen took into account that this garbage treatment center will require nearly 10,000 employees, so Jiang Chen directly built a family land near the south. The family land is empty. The land here is not seriously desertified, so houses can be built. When Jiang Chen builds the garbage station, the construction site will be stationed here. After leaving more than 10,000 acres of living land, Jiang Chen thought that the garbage needs to be processed and sold after it is turned into treasure, so Jiang Chen reserved more than 20,000 acres of land in the north of the living land to establish a sorting and processing factory. There is also a packaging factory in the sorting and processing factory. The packaging factory is responsible for packaging all the recycled garbage and then selling it. Of course, before the items are sold, they need to be stored in a warehouse, and the warehouse reserved by Jiang Chen is just to the west of the group's office area, where there are nearly 10,000 acres of land. After everything was designed, the entire square-shaped garbage disposal center, which looks like a city, was initially completed. In Jiang Chen's plan, the garbage disposal center covers an area of 100,000 acres. The northernmost part is a sorting and processing factory and a packaging factory covering 20,000 acres. The easternmost part is more than 200 super garbage disposal plants. In the middle of the super garbage disposal plants is a 4-lane highway that leads directly to the bonded area. The easternmost part of the square-shaped disposal center is the office area of Sahara Renewable Energy Group. There is a road at the entrance of the office area that leads directly to Highway 2. There is also a warehouse covering nearly 10,000 acres to the west of the office area. To the north of the warehouse, connecting to the sorting plant is a family area. In the middle of the entire renewable energy base is a lake. Jiang Chen plans to build a green park around the lake. In the green park near the residential area, Jiang Chen is also preparing to invest in a primary school, a middle school, and a kindergarten affiliated with a renewable energy group company. After everything was planned, Jiang Chen walked to the middle of the group and started to build a reservoir. The construction of the reservoir required digging the ground, but fortunately, there was a collapse pit covering nearly 200 acres in the middle of the land, so Jiang Chen directly planted 50 acres of desert reeds in it. 50 acres of desert reeds cost more than 8 million yuan. After the reeds were planted, there was no water in the puddle. Jiang Chen knew that he had to plant grass, so Jiang Chen directly purchased 8,000 acres of Bermuda grass seedlings. Grass seedlings were cheap, 13,000 per acre, but these 8,000 acres cost 140 million. Fortunately, Jiang Chen had enough money, otherwise he couldn't even build a grass park in the middle. After spending 140 million yuan, a large stretch of tender grass and a small lake of more than 200 acres soon appeared in front of Jiang Chen. Although the money was expensive, looking at the grass and the clear lake, Jiang Chen felt that everything was worth it. After building the central green space, Jiang Chen spent more than 1 billion yuan to plant Bermuda grass seedlings in the vacant land of the entire scenic area. After planting the grass seedlings, Jiang Chen was going to finish the project. His finishing project was very simple. He first spent more than 10 million to buy 20,000 desert giant cacti and planted them around the renewable energy group. After planting the desert giant cacti, Jiang Chen planted a road of about 50 kilometers of large and small in the middle of the renewable energy, which cost him nearly 1 billion yuan. When the morning came, Jiang Chen finished everything he could do. He calculated that his super garbage treatment center had cost him 4.01 billion yuan. Of course, Jiang Chen knew that this was far more than 4 billion because his sorting plant, packaging plant, family housing, school, hospital, warehouse, and group office area did not spend any money. According to Jiang Chen's lowest conservative estimate, if all these things are added together, it will be at least 20 billion, and the prerequisite is that all of these are built with his own lowest priced cement and gravel. After dawn, Jiang Chen was not sleepy at all. He first called a doctor of management who had returned from studying abroad and who had taken refuge in Urumqi to ask him to take over the Sahara Renewable Energy Group. This doctor is called Wang Bo, 35 years old, in the prime of his life, and more importantly, he has his own management team. As long as they are allowed to enter the field, they can quickly support the entire group. At noon, Jiang Chen picked up Wang Bo in the VIP lounge of Yi City Airport. At this moment, Wang Bo is still an executive of a multinational company in Urumqi, and their group happens to have a garbage treatment plant, which controls the market of the entire new province. After meeting Wang Bo was very excited to hear that a garbage treatment center had been built at the airport. He asked a lot of details, and Jiang Chen took him directly to Sahara Renewable Energy Company. When Wang Bo arrived at the company, he was stunned when he saw the most advanced garbage treatment plant ever. In his stunned state, Jiang Chen signed an agreement with him, so Wang Bo immediately called to resign from his job in Urumqi and then led his team to take over Jiang Chen's Sahara Renewable Energy Group. Of course, Jiang Chen also paid 30 billion yuan in construction and operation startup funds to Sahara Renewable Energy Group in accordance with the agreement he had reached with Wang Bo. Chapter 229 Cement Kingdom. Jiang Chen has always believed that money makes the world go round. When Wang Bo led his team to the Sahara Desert, although the Sahara Desert was extremely desolate and uninhabited, Wang Bo's team stayed in the face of huge benefits. Not only that, when Jiang Chen's money arrived, Wang Bo immediately contacted the construction company in Wuxi. At this moment, Wuxi has been covered by raging sand. Facing the sandstorm, the people can't even go out. The streets are full of ankle-deep sand. When the wind blows, they can't see each other across the face. So the entire construction industry in Wuxi has stopped. Wang Bo made a phone call, and those engineering teams heard that Mojiang could start work, and they rushed to Mojiang. With a construction team and money, they are now short of raw materials, so Wang Bo called Mu Cheng again. When Mu Cheng received the call, he was already scratching his head and worried. That's right, he sold cement and other things to Wuxi before the sandstorm. Now that the sandstorm has come, construction in Wuxi and other places has stopped, but Yishi and Mojiang have not stopped. And because Jiang Chen blocked the sandstorm, Mojiang and Yishi are still sunny at this moment. Yishi seems to have realized the development opportunity. They reported to the province, and the province reported to Shangjing, saying that there is no sandstorm here. The province and Shangjing were very surprised. They sent people to investigate and decided to focus on investing in construction here. So the great construction era of Mojiang has come. When the construction era came, Mu Cheng's remaining cement and gravel were all pulled out. Many engineering teams in Yishi kept calling him every day to urge him to deliver cement. There were even gangsters who went to his house and threatened him to sell cement to someone first, otherwise they would kill him. So, after receiving Wang Bo's call, Mu Cheng looked at the phone worriedly and replied, "I can't give you sand and cement. The companies I'm queuing up for now are all lined up until next year. You know to queue up behind me." After Mu Cheng finished speaking, Wang Bo said to the phone, "I'll give you cash. I'm anxious to participate in the Autumn Expo after it's built." After Wang Bo finished speaking, he also specifically told him that his group was the project that Jiang Chen valued the most. Mu Cheng called Jiang Chen, and Jiang Chen remembered that he had forgotten to buy cement. Late at night, Jiang Chen, who had slept all day, was full of energy, and no one had bothered him these days, so he had a very easy life. After rushing to the cement factory, there was very little cement left in the cement factory. After Jiang Chen asked the brothers of the Sahara core to return to the core first, he started to plant cement on X Road. A few days ago, Jiang Chen took 60 billion from the Sahara core, 10 billion was given to the Sahara shop, 34 billion to the Renewable Energy Group, and 4 billion was spent on water sources in several scenic spots. Adding other expenses, Jiang Chen only had 10 billion left in his pocket at the moment, but this 10 billion was enough. Buy 5 billion of cement, and another 5 billion of sand and gravel, Jiang Chen said, and clicked on the one key planting. It didn't matter. His system beeped. System prompt. The purchase quantity is too large, and the cement plant cannot hold it. Jiang Chen thought about it, and it was true. He bought 51 tons of cement, and these 5 billion would be 500 million tons. How could this much cement fit in such a small space? We have to build another warehouse. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly planted 2 billion cement and 2 billion stones at the cement factory on X Road. After planting, Jiang Chen built a new cement warehouse next to X Road. This cement warehouse is on the north side of Highway 2 and is very close to Sahara Renewable Energy Group. Jiang Chen planted 3 billion cement and 3 billion stones there before calling Mu Cheng. Although it was late at night, Mu Cheng was not asleep at this time. He had just returned from a social event. This time, Mr. Liu, the largest developer in Yunnan New District, invited him to dinner. Although he signed a 10 billion order with Mr. Liu, Mu Cheng was not happy at all after returning. Ding-ling-ling. When the phone rang, Mu Cheng answered the phone. Mu Cheng's wife had already brought him sobering tea. Mu Cheng felt much better after drinking a cup. Manager Mu, this is Jiang Chen. Manager Mu, whose face was flushed on the phone, heard Jiang Chen's voice and instantly sobered up a lot. Brother Jiang, did you call me? How is the cement production going? My cement is selling out. Today, Mr. Liu from Yunnan New District signed another 10 billion order with me. He has more than a dozen buildings that use our cement and sand. But, the cement and sand are ready. I have asked the Sahara Corps to transport them overnight. By the way, I have built a new cement warehouse to the west of Sahara Renewable Energy Company. This time it will be enough for you to sell for a while. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Mu Cheng sobered up instantly when he heard that the cement had been delivered. That's right, now is the time for him to make achievements. As long as he doesn't miss this opportunity, as long as he takes over more than half of the market in the new province, according to the agreement he signed with Jiang Chen, he will get at least 100 million yuan in share by the end of the year. Brother Jiang, how much cement did you deliver this time? I need a lot. And now Yi City has received financial support from Beijing, and Yunnan New District has been promoted to a national demonstration new district. Their district construction is very large. Myanmar is even planning to connect Yunnan New District with the old city, Fangzhen Airport, Mojiang Free Trade Zone and Mojiang New District. This is a huge business opportunity, Mu Cheng said excitedly, and Jiang Chen nodded. Yes, he had heard that Yi City was going to integrate with Mojiang County, and the current development plan of Yi City was just like the future of the desert more than 10 years ago. Yi City and Mojiang would eventually be connected and become the largest city in the New South region. In the process of their development, their cement factory would unintentionally benefit the most. 100 million tons of cement, 160 million tons of sand and gravel, enough for you to sell. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Mu Cheng, who was holding the phone, trembled. He never expected that Jiang Chen would produce so much cement in just 1 month. This part-time job is a miracle. Enough. Thank you, Brother Jiang. Thank you, Brother Jiang. With so much cement, I will definitely expand the market to every city in Xin province by the end of the year. After Mu Cheng finished speaking, Jiang Chen gave a few instructions and hung up the phone. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen lay in the Mercedes-Benz and started to calculate. I can earn 600 yuan for 1 ton of cement and 490 yuan for 1 ton of gravel. I can earn 60 billion yuan for 100 million tons of cement and 81.666 billion yuan for 160 million tons of sand and gravel. As long as these cement and sand and gravel can be sold out by the end of the year, he will have paid off all the debts. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen lay in the car and fell asleep peacefully. In mid to late June, the wind and sand became stronger and stronger. Except for Mojiang and Yushi, the entire Xin province was covered by wind and sand. Not only that, the storm sand from the Sahara Desert went all the way east. Gansu province, Ning province and other provinces were submerged by wind and sand. Even the sky in Shangjing turned yellow. Due to the arrival of sandstorms, the number of tourists visiting Jiang Chen's scenic spot has dropped sharply day by day. By the end of June, the number of people visiting Jiang Chen's scenic spot was less than a few dozen people per day. However, the exciting news is that after Jiang Chen launched the Sahara gift package service, Sahara roses sold very quickly. Seeing the obvious effect of the gift package, Guan launched a new gift package. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 230, The Final Battle with Today's Flowers. At the end of June, in order to sell the roses before they withered, Guanku had launched more than a dozen rose mix and match gift packages. For example, if you buy a rose for 30,000 yuan, you can travel for free through Xinmui Travel Agency. If you buy a rose for 30,000 yuan, you can get a ticket to Mojiang Bermuda Scenic Area, 10 apricot cards, 100 bottles of Shakwan water, and a Sahara melon seed card. In addition to these two gift packages, as the end of the month is approaching, Guanku has launched a package that gives 33 roses for free when you apply for Mojiang Sanatorium. Not only that, Guanku even launched the Sahara Rose Medical Proxy Coupon. As long as you buy a rose, if you get sick within a year, you can get a 30% discount at Sahara Hospital with the Medical Proxy Coupon. This bundled measure simply broke the hospital. However, who can blame the hospital for having so few people seeing a doctor all day long? So Guanku had to advertise for them every day. After these bundled sales were sold, the sales of Sahara Rose were indeed pulled up. By the end of June, Sahara Rose had sold nearly half of its roses. At the end of June, the wind and sand were getting stronger and stronger. After Jiang Chen got the money from Sahara Rose, he drove directly to the windbreak forest to build a new line of defense. When Jiang Chen drove his car and planted the desert giant cactus in the wind and sand, the headquarters of Shangjing Today's Flowers was in chaos again. Shangjing Today's Flowers had been fighting with Jiang Chen for half a month. They thought they would defeat Jiang Chen completely, but what puzzled them was that Jiang Chen could always sell roses through promotions, which led to them spending nearly 3 billion yuan for nothing. From May to the end of June, in just 2 months, Shangjing Today's Flowers started with mergers and acquisitions, and squeezed out one flower competitor after another. They also obtained the exclusive authorization of the French rose. In the eyes of outsiders, they were undoubtedly taking off. There were even media reports that they were about to go public in Shanghai, but no one knew the dilemma of Today's Flowers at the moment. We are really out of money. They have been holding out for more than half a month. We must raise the price. That's right. Who said they couldn't hold out? Don't you think it's ridiculous to say that we are raising the price now? We can only break even with them at 2,000 yuan per piece. If we raise the price again, we won't be able to sell it at all. Keep lowering the price. It's the end of June now. They must be at the end of their strength. As long as we hold out until the end of June, they will definitely be dead. Keep lowering the price? Where do we have the money? It's time to start the second round of financing. In the office, after Zhu Chan finished speaking, a group of investment companies were a little unhappy. After all, if they invited more people to invest, it would mean that their shares would be diluted, which they didn't want. But if they didn't let others invest, the money they invested in the early stage would indeed be gone. After Zhu Chan finished speaking, the CEO of Northern Capital asked, "Who is willing to invest now?" They all know that our roses are almost unable to hold on. Who is willing to invest? Who wouldn't rush to invest now? Desert is no longer viable. They can't sell at least half of the roses they have. Moreover, we have monopolized the high-end rose market and have become a giant in the flower industry. As long as they invest now, they will be able to catch up with Valentine's Day soon, and then we will be able to catch up with our listing. By then, their market value will be multiplied several times. After Zhu Chan finished speaking, Green Tree Investment nodded and said, "I think what Mr. Zhu said is right. Start the second round of financing to fight them. They are just a small rose company and can't shake our position in the Chinese flower industry at all. In addition, Valentine's Day is coming soon. Our roses are cultivated in greenhouses all year round, so they will definitely sell for a good price. After Green Tree Investment finished speaking, the others thought about it and agreed. They had no way out. Now they either had to move forward or withdraw. If they withdrew, they would lose everything. Only by continuing to invest could they see hope. After the shareholders meeting of Today's Flowers started the second round of financing. Because Today's Flowers is under the name of the ZHU family in Shangjing, and their market share is indeed large, the second round of financing went smoothly. They obtained nearly 10 billion yuan in financing from 3 investment companies, including Fang Capital, Redwood Tree, and Daqiang Capital. After obtaining financing, in mid-July, Today's Flowers issued an invitation to Sahara for a decisive battle. At the headquarters of Sahara shop, Jiang Chen and other executives who received the news gathered in the Rose's appointment online store anxiously waiting for the news. There were 2 large TVs in the hall, one showing the real-time sales of Today's Flowers, and the other showing the real-time sales of Sahara. In the hall, on the sofa, Jiang Chen held a teacup in his hand, and the tea in the teacup was still steaming. He looked at the rising data of Sahara and said, "Hold on. If you hold on for another 5 days, the roses will be sold out." Jiang Chen didn't know whether his roses were grown in the desert or something else. The flowering period of these roses was particularly long. The roses were still in full bloom until mid-July. Of course, many roses withered, but Jiang Chen had processed them into rose petals. 2000. Guan Ku looked at the number scrolling on the screen and couldn't help but feel happy. That's right, as long as this batch of roses is sold, he will have a lot of money to build the Mojiang new district. Oh no, the number of their roses is starting to increase. Manager K said. Jiang Chen looked up and saw that it was true. Today's Flowers rose from 1,000 to 3,000, and it was still rising rapidly. Let's see what's going on, Jiang Chen said. Manager K hurriedly opened the Today's Flowers website. When she saw the numbers on the Today's Flowers website, she opened her mouth in surprise. They lowered the price again. Manager K shouted. Jiang Chen hurriedly opened his mobile phone and saw that it was true. In order to snipe its last clearance, Today's Flowers actually reduced the price of roses to 1,000 yuan each. They sell for 1,000, and they have to pay 9,000 for each rose. Can they really afford it? Manager K couldn't help but question it. The supervisor said, "They are fighting to the death with us. They just got more than 10 billion in the second round of financing yesterday, and today they are sniping us at a super low price. Don't be afraid, launch the ultimate gift package." Jiang Chen had expected ZHU Chang to do this, so it was time to launch the super gift package. The ultimate gift package will be launched on all platforms. In addition, all Sahara shops will put up advertisements. After the supervisor gave the order, all employees got busy. After the online store added the latest package, Sahara shops across the country also put up advertisements for the latest package. On the sofa, Jiang Chen drank a sip of refreshing pu'er tea, and then he opened Migu News. If his guess was right, the group of Nazi self-media must want to make trouble now. Chapter 231, calling on the crowd to help. Open Migu News, and everything is true. Daily highlights. After the dark horse Today's Flowers in the flower industry received a second round of 10 billion yuan in financing from capital giants such as Redwood Tree, they started a decisive battle with Sahara today. Lekan Morning News. Today's rose will be announced on the Chinese Valentine's Day. Before the listing, Today's rose will reduce the price of roses to 1,000 yuan per rose. Let's see how Sahara responds. New highlights. Will it reduce the price or keep the original price? Faced with the repeated price cuts of Today's Flowers, how will Sahara choose? Let's see the follow-up report. At the same time, in Shangjing Xingyuan building, Today's Flowers headquarters, a group of bigwigs sat in a spacious and bright office, drinking coffee, chatting, and looking at the screen in the hall and joking. The first to speak was Mao Xianlong, general manager of Redwood Capital. Seeing that the sales of Today's Flowers had soared, he said with a smile, "A low-income subsidiary company still wants to compete with us Beijing-based capital. It's really courageous." Courage is bullshit. It's just courting death. Any company that challenges our capital will not have a good ending. After another big boss finished speaking, the president of Northern Capital also said with a smile, "This is not some low-income subsidiary company. They have the support of the governor of the new province. They are very tough. Until now, the roses are still priced at 30,000, and no bargaining is allowed." After Northern Capital finished speaking, the general manager of Redwood said with a smile, "What's the use of the support from the new province? The new province can't even protect itself, and they still want to protect others. It's ridiculous." While several people were talking, the sales of roses at today's flowers had exceeded 5,000, and at this moment Jiang Chen's sales of Sahara roses were only 3,000. Zhu Chang was happy when he saw this. "If you want to fight with me, I have the Zhu family behind me. I will fight you to death this time. As long as I beat you, who in the Zhu family will dare to look down on me? I will take back everything that the Zhu family owes me." After Zhu Chang finished speaking, the deputy manager of today's flowers hurried over and said, "Mr. Zhu, we are out of supply of flowers. All the roses grown in France have been sold out, and there is no stock in the warehouse." After the deputy manager finished speaking, Zhu Chang slammed the table and scolded, "Do you need to report this little thing to me? If there is no stock in the warehouse, contact France to ship it. Hey, the roses that France left for us have been shipped. I called them today, and they said that they can't give us. Give him more money, 100 for each rose." After the Redwood manager finished speaking, he lit a cigar. He has been in the business world for decades, and he still understands the little tricks of the France Rose factory. The deputy manager called the French rose sales company on the spot, and they agreed to transfer the roses sold to other countries to Zhu Chang. Before hanging up the phone, the people on the other side cursed the people here in French for being stupid, saying that a rose was so expensive, and they bought so much. However, the people in Shangjing Rose did not think so. After all, they saw roses, and they saw capital. As long as the roses were on the market, they could make a lot of money and leave. This is the difference between capital tycoons and ordinary vendors. At noon, an hour after Sahara Rose launched the gift package, the sales of Sahara Rose were still not optimistic. Jiang Chen knew that the advertising was not strong enough, so he opened the live broadcast at the right time. When Jiang Chen started the live broadcast, it was lunchtime in China, so there were many people watching the live broadcast. In addition, Song Jiaqi recommended him on the homepage, so Jiang Chen's popularity reached 20 million in less than half an hour. This time, Jiang Chen did not choose to broadcast the scenery. A group of people looked at Jiang Chen sitting in the living room, and they all asked curiously, "Cat Chen, isn't the anchor going to broadcast the apricot blossom sea today?" "Dahaya Pianlin, yes, why did you come to the office if you are not broadcasting the flower sea today?" Seeing that the popularity was almost there, and that these were all his old fans, Jiang Chen raised his phone and started live streaming. "Hello everyone, I'm not going to live stream the scenery today. I'm going to live stream something more exciting today. I guess you've all read the news online." "Hey, what news? Is it the news that today's flowers squeezed out your Sahara roses?" "Bang bang duh, I've read the news, but they have money and can't do anything about it. Although your gift packages are very cheap, the total price is very expensive, 30,000 yuan, and there are still many people who think it's too expensive." Thunderbolt, that's right. For example, your scenic spot is linked to Sahara Hospital. You can get a 30% discount when buying roses at Sahara Hospital. This policy is really good. Some people with serious illnesses who need surgery often cost hundreds of thousands of yuan. This 30% discount can save tens of thousands of yuan. However, people with such serious illnesses go to Shanghai and Beijing. Who would go to the border to see a doctor? Devour, that's right, and you linked the tickets. Now the wind and sand are so strong that no one dares to go out. Who would want to travel in the desert? Isn't this courting death? Sunny, and those apricots and melon seeds, the price is so high, they haven't eaten them yet. They would rather buy them on the roadside than go to the border. And your scenic spot is indeed not well known, but it may be, because you have just opened, and are located on the edge of the desert. But don't be discouraged, wait for the scenic spot to be built, and be rated as a 5A scenic spot in the future. It will definitely be good. A group of people gave Jiang Chen very good suggestions. These suggestions are good, but what Jiang Chen needs now is to sell roses. Everyone's suggestions are very good. I will work harder to build the scenic spot, but today's flowers want to destroy me through a price war. I will not sit and wait for death. Today I will broadcast the struggle with today's flowers to everyone. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of melon-eating people saw that there was something exciting to watch, and they quickly became active. After all, wouldn't it be a loss if you don't eat melons in the middle of the day? So many fans notified each other, and the popularity of Jiang Chen's live broadcast room also rose sharply. As the popularity of Jiang Chen's live broadcast room increased, Legio Live even invited various water armies to create momentum online. Soon, the entire internet was full of news about Jiang Chen's live broadcast and today's flowers. Those who like to watch the excitement and a group of self-media who are worried about the hotspots rushed to Jiang Chen's live broadcast room like dogs hearing shit. In an hour, the number of people who eat melons in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room has reached more than 70 million, which is the peak that can be reached at noon. Zhang Shantou melon friend, has the anchor torn his face with today's flowers? How to fight them? Tell me quickly. I can't help but want to support you with 10 yuan you gave yesterday. The anchor should not wrestle with today's flowers. You can't do it. They are backed by big capitalists. You can't beat them. Boss, spare me. Yes, not to mention that today's flowers are backed by the ZHU family in Shangjing, and they have received a second round of financing of 10 billion. You can't beat them. Poor guy, they are a company that is going to go public to reap profits. The anchor should think it through. However, the anchor has such a good reputation. If your Sahara rose goes public, I think I will beat them up. Extreme sports are a way to kill yourself. The anchor said that his company will not go public. What a pity. I was planning to buy your stocks. Wait, you seem to have gone off topic. I gathered you here to show you how I beat ZHU Chang, not to show you how I get beaten up by others. Jiang Chen was speechless. Chapter 232. What's the big deal about paying some money? Jiang Chen's live broadcast is very popular. How popular is it? Even his rival Today's Flowers moved a computer to the headquarters to broadcast Jiang Chen's live broadcast. After seeing the popularity rise to more than 70 million, Jiang Chen decided to use a big move. Hello everyone, I will discuss your suggestions with the executives of Sahara Scenic Area, but today is the day for me to respond directly to the price war of today's roses. Here I want to say to the boss of today's flowers that you are engaging in a price war and you are only destroying yourselves. And I also want to ask those who buy Franco roses, you buy them today and the price will drop tomorrow. Excuse me, the roses you give don't keep their value. Do you still expect your love to keep its value? Jiang Chen finished speaking and soon his live broadcast room was in an uproar. Dang Koang, that's right. The price of roses drops after they are bought. Who dares to buy them? Jingling, girls, pay attention in the future. Either buy ordinary roses or buy Sahara roses. We don't want the kind of love that drops in price at every turn. Huge. Everyone promote each other. Boycott cheap roses. Jiang Chen had just finished his live broadcast, and soon a group of people who bought expensive roses went to today's flowers and gave bad reviews. They were angry in the beginning, and it was getting cheaper to buy a rose every day. They felt bad about this loss. After waves of bad reviews, ZHU Chang and others from today's flowers headquarters did not care. That's right, they just wanted to defeat Jiang Chen. Who will care about these bad reviews? In the Rose Appointment online store, Jiang Chen questioned his fans, and just as a group of fans complained about today's flowers' unauthentic price reduction, Jiang Chen threw out a very tempting olive branch. Many people say that my scenic spot is expensive, but have you ever asked the tourists who have actually visited my scenic spot? Have you ever asked them whether my scenic spot is worth the money? To tell you the truth, who is willing to spend trillions to build a scenic spot? No one is willing, but I am. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans were surprised when they heard that Jiang Chen's scenic spot cost trillions. That's right, there is probably no scenic spot worth trillions in the world. Spider Spirit, trillions of dollars for a scenic spot? How could you spend so much money? Sea Dragon King, I've been to the Anchor's scenic spot. To be honest, I was shocked. The 5,000 yuan ticket was really worth it. You wouldn't believe the scenery of the scenic spot unless you were there. Lehi, yes, there are 0 negative reviews on the scenic spot rankings, which is enough to show the quality of the Anchor's scenic spot. However, we haven't been there, and there are few photos on the internet, so we are reluctant to spend so much money to try it. Northern Capital, trillions of dollars for you to build a scenic spot? I don't believe you. ZHU Sheo's original body. Haha, your family has been farming for generations. How many trillions do you have? You are so rich that you can pay back the bank's money. Demery Stacia. Wow, the old enemy came to the door in person. It's really lively. Redwood Tree, you are so rich. Don't be so black-hearted. Reduce the price of your roses. Sell them at 1,000 a piece like us. Jiang Chen saw ZHU Chang and his behind-the-scenes capital also joined in the fun. He smiled. Yes, it's time to make a move. It is impossible to sell my roses for 1,000 each, because a real brand will always maintain its value. I'll let everyone who buys Sahara roses know the dignity of their status, and its dignity will never be reduced. Also, since I dare to challenge you today's flowers, I will never let you trample on me. Dongzi, then you should show your actual strength. Big head brother, lower the price quickly, I will buy it, if the price is lowered. Hail Angyadodo, the Anchor is right, I have never seen channel lower the price, but they are not worried about not being able to sell it. ZHU Sheo Benson, if you don't want us to trample on you, show your strength. The screen was filled with barrages of comments. The people at the Chili Live headquarters looked at Jiang Chen's live broadcast room, which was becoming more and more popular. They also became excited. That's right, every live broadcast of Jiang Chen seemed to be able to bring their Chili Live to a new level. The shares of their Chili Live platform also rose to the daily limit again and again, because of Jiang Chen's existence. Let me show you my strength. Okay, then I will show you my strength. From now on, Sahara Shop will launch the ultimate gift package, 100,000 gift packages. This gift package will definitely make their life experience beautiful to the extreme. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and before a group of people had time to ask about the content of the gift package, Jiang Chen had already pointed the camera at a poster on the wall. Good news. From today, for only 30,000 yuan, you can get a Sahara Rose, a 4-season tour card for Mojiang Scenic Area, or 3x 30% discount card for Junlin Hotel Group, and a 3-day free domestic tour for Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency. The people in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room cheered when they saw the content of the poster. Yes, the flowers are greatly reduced in price today, but this discount is really more amazing. Little dinosaur number 1, wow, let me calculate. A Sahara Rose costs 30,000 yuan, and the Mojiang Scenic Area 4 Seasons card is free admission for 4 times, which is 20,000 yuan. Junlin Hotel Group is a 5-star hotel. Any consumption is 3,000 yuan at the bottom, and ordinary consumption is 10,000 or 20,000 yuan. Even if it is 10,000, the 30% discount for 3 times is 9,000 yuan. There is also a 3-day domestic tour of a Ray of Sunshine, which starts at least 5,000 yuan. This adds up to 64,000 yuan. It's great. Ordinary life. 30,000 can enjoy the real service of 64,000 yuan, which is worth it. Bahliang, yes, this time it is very affordable. Moreover, Junlin Group has a hotel in our city, and the 3x 30% discount card is really attractive. The sunset is beautiful, that's right, the 3-day domestic tour of a Ray of Sunshine is not bad. Big Bull, is there anyone who says that the Anchor is stingy this time? If you don't have it, hurry up and place an order. Pook Calcium Pony, hurry up and place an order. There are only 100,000 copies, and it is estimated that it will be crazy to grab. Jiang Chen's guess was correct. After his gift package was launched, his Sahara Rose orders quickly increased. In less than 10 minutes, more than 5,000 gift packages were sold. Jiang Chen's gift package was not only popular online, but also offline. There was a long queue outside almost every Sahara shop. Fortunately, Jiang Chen distributed various discount cards to each store in advance, so it did not cause paralysis. At the headquarters of Today's Flowers in Beijing, ZHU Chang and others were simply stunned. They never expected that Jiang Chen could actually release this big move like an ecological chain. So the office was quiet at this moment. What should we do? Our roses have completely collapsed. If the roses cannot be sold today, the media will report it everywhere, and our plan to launch today's flowers will be completely ruined. After the Redwood Tree CEO finished speaking, a group of shareholders looked at each other. That's right. Can they think of any other way now? If they directly pay 34,000 yuan, can they afford it? Of course, this is just because they think Jiang Chen will pay 24,000 yuan. In fact, Jiang Chen will pay nothing. He had discussed with She Wenfei about the 30% discount card for Junlin Group. Because of the economic downturn, hotel consumption has been greatly affected, so they wanted to do a promotion. So when Jiang Chen said it, he immediately agreed. The scenic spot over at Yiluyang was also sold to Jiang Chen at cost price. The actual cost of the 3-day scenic spot was less than 2,000. Because they are a big brand, it is expensive. However, when Jiang Chen talked to Yiluyang boss, the boss agreed on the spot because it is now the off-season for tourism and their tourists are scarce. If this activity can bring up their performance, it doesn't matter if there is a small loss. Chapter 233, Massacre. Everyone thought that Jiang Chen's 64,000 yuan gift package would make him lose a lot of money, but only Jiang Chen himself knew that his gift package would not only not make him lose a lot of money, but would make him earn a lot of money. After all, the hotel and a Ray of Sunshine travel agency are all business cooperation, and this is free of charge. Moreover, a Ray of Sunshine travel agency is going to cooperate to promote new scenic spots, and they are also free for him, and even have to give him money, so this is a win-win situation. Therefore, if such a set of packages is sold for 30,000 yuan, Jiang Chen will earn at least 20,000 yuan. The more this gift package is sold, the more money Jiang Chen will earn. From noon to afternoon, Jiang Chen's live broadcast continued, and his gift package was very popular. At this moment, a group of people such as Shangjing Today's Flowers saw that Jiang Chen had overtaken on the curve, and a group of media blocked the door of their company, so ZHU Chang and others gritted their teeth and decided to fight Jiang Chen to the end. The way to fight to the end is to continue to lower the price of roses. They originally sold 1,000 roses, and now they have directly reduced it to 900 roses. In the afternoon, with the price reduction of today's flowers, the rose market was ignited again. More and more people chose to support today's flowers, so the sales of today's flowers rose sharply. With the recovery of today's flowers, a group of self-media and today's flowers agents set the pace for Jiang Chen in Jiang Chen's live broadcast room. Lu Giran, anchor, don't you want to defeat today's flowers? Their rose sales have surpassed yours again. Hurry up and apologize. Tip is who? That's right, today's flower sales have reached 50,000. What about yours? Song Chachu, ignore them. What else can they do except fight a price war? ZHU Sheo Benson, what's wrong with me fighting a price war? If you have the guts, compete with me. If you can't defeat me today, when the media reports it, you're done, and I will be listed next month, and my market value will be something you can never desire. Today's flowers, fight with us. We will accompany you to the end. In the afternoon, the sun was warm, and Jiang Chen was still in his live broadcast room. In his words, he wanted to finish the live broadcast time for a month, so that he could do whatever he wanted in the next month. Okay, today's flowers said that they would fight me today. Okay, then I will start plan B now. Listen carefully. From now on, if you buy a 30,000 Sahara rose, you will get a 20,000 voucher from Sahara Hospital and reimburse 30% of the medical expenses. In addition, you will also get a 20% discount card for 3 consumptions of Junlin Hotel Group. In addition, you will also get a 4-season card for the Mojiang Bermuda Desert Oasis Scenic Area. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of interested people in his live broadcast room soon consulted. Clavier, excuse me, host, can Sahara Hospital perform heart bypass surgery? I'm the strongest in the country. Ask the host, can Sahara Hospital perform brain surgery? His back. My father has been in pain in his waist. He has been to many hospitals, but it doesn't work. Can he go to your place? Looking at everyone's questions, Jiang Chen smiled and said, yes, we can do heart surgery. Our dean is the best heart expert in China. We can also do brain surgery. Does the dean of ZIE University know about it? He will come to our hospital to perform brain surgery on you. I won't mention other diseases one by one. The experts in our Sahara hospital are all top medical experts in Beijing. If our hospital can't do the surgery, you won't find a second hospital that dares to do it in China. Jiang Chen said this, and it was not a boast. The directors of his departments are all the best in the relevant departments of major hospitals. Their medical skills are really not to be underestimated. Although they can't be said to be the best in China, at least in the northwest, no one should object to saying that they are the best. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, people in his live broadcast room responded one after another. Clever, that's good. Then I'll buy one. Last week I was going to visit Professor Sun Yu in Beijing. When we arrived in Beijing, we found out that he had transferred to Sahara Hospital. You can still give us a 30% discount this time. We are so lucky. He's back. I will take my dad to see a doctor as well. When he recovers from his illness, I can take him to the scenic spot for a walk. Really, people grow old in the blink of an eye. In my eyes, I always thought my dad was young. When I went home this year, his hair was all white. I have graduated for so many years, but I have never taken him out for a walk. I feel bad when I think about this. Clever, go ahead. Don't be filial to your parents when they are not around. I'm also going to take my mom to have brain surgery. This time I can get a discount and free tickets. It's a good opportunity for me to take my mom to the scenic spot after she recovers from her illness. Northern Capital, you are so despicable. You never forget to advertise. Also, you make money from patients. You are so dirty. After Northern Capital finished speaking, Jiang Chen could not help but yelled and cursed. Northern Capital, what do you mean by advertising all the time? If my Sahara hospital does not have this strength, I admit that I advertise, but go and search for the experts in my hospital. If they are not the top experts in the country, I will close the hospital immediately today. Jiang Chen was very puzzled. Why can't I advertise in my live broadcast room? Besides, is it dirty for Jiang Chen to make money from patients? These patients use the least money to do the best surgery here, and after the surgery, they can go to their own natural oxygen bar for free to recover for 2 days. When they leave their own scenic spot, won't the disease be cured more thoroughly? Anyway, no matter what others say about Jiang Chen, after Jiang Chen launched this package, more and more fans searched for his Sahara hospital. After searching, they were surprised to find that Sahara hospital was really awesome. Apart from anything else, their dean is actually the leading heart expert in Beijing, and the dean of their sanatorium is also the dean of ZIE University and a famous brain expert. That's not all. Almost every department director is an expert from Beijing or Shanghai, or even from abroad. Department directors are not all. Even their ordinary doctors are graduates of ZIE University, and the worst are students of Xinsheng Medical University. The standard of this hospital is simply too good. After the fans searched, they soon spread the word everywhere. If anyone has a sick family who is ready for surgery, they will introduce each other. Apart from anything else, Jiang Chen will give them a 30% discount, which will save a lot of surgery and medical expenses. And they can get more reimbursement through cooperative medical care, so even this surgery doesn't cost more than 10,000 yuan. In the afternoon, after the launch of Package B, Jiang Chen's Sahara Rose grew wildly again. Soon, the sales of Sahara Rose exceeded that of Today's Flowers, and Today's Flowers also launched a big move. Before dusk, Today's Flowers reduced Jiang Che's price from 9,000 to 500 yuan to buy a pure francois rose, which instantly set off the market again. As the price of Today's Flowers dropped, media reports soon flooded in. When Jiang Chen opened Migu News was dominated by Today's Flowers. Chapter 234 I Make You Despair. Migu News is a very famous news platform in China. It gathers thousands of media, and the titles of all media reports are surprisingly consistent. Flower News. The battle between Today's Flowers and Sahara Rose has entered the incandescent stage once it was ignited. Sahara Rose has continuously launched preferential gift packages, and even paid 30,000 yuan to buy a rose. Today's Flowers has also followed suit, and reduced the price again and again. Time News. The famous Franco rose is 500 yuan a piece. Yes, you are not dazzled, it is indeed 500 yuan a piece. Southern Times review. Is the low price of roses really 500 yuan? Today's Flowers has made Franco Rose tear off the exclusive coat of the nobility and let it enter the homes of ordinary people. Today's news. As the price of Franco Rose hits the bottom, Today's Flowers has once again firmly suppressed Sahara Rose. This battle may end with Today's Flowers' victory. Business news. In the game between ordinary enterprises and capital bosses, Sahara Rose may end up in a dead end. Facts have proved that in the business world, wrists are ultimately inferior to thighs. Rumor. Jiang Chen borrowed hundreds of billions of yuan just to fight with Today's Flowers. If he loses today, Jiang Chen will face the dilemma of the scenic spot being taken away by the bank. Will he commit suicide? The truth is, Jiang Chen looked at the report of the rumor and really wanted to say, damn it, why would I commit suicide? It's the same selling roses. No matter how I offer discounts, I will make money in the end. Even if I don't make money, at least I can advertise my company. Which free advertisement on TV doesn't start at billions? Turn off the news. The desert night comes, and the people of China have already eaten dinner and hid in the quilt. At night, Jiang Chen's live broadcast is still on. When Today's Flowers insulted Jiang Chen again in his live broadcast, Jiang Chen actually laughed. When Jiang Chen laughed, ZHU Chang's navy attacked Jiang Chen again. Mao Long, laugh at you, you idiot. Your roses are not selling well, and you are still laughing here. You are stupid. Dang Po Ro, that's right. I lost miserably and can't afford to pay the bank's money. I'm scared. ZHU Shao himself, Jiang Chen, admit defeat. Today I will lose a few billion at most, but you have to pay more than that. By the way, I heard that if your roses cannot be sold, all your sources of income will be cut off, right? Don't say that I don't take care of you at that time. Just admit your mistake in front of the media. Give a year to me, and I will tell my dad that you will continue to be the manager of Mojiang Scenic Area. How about it? Today's Flowers, he can't be a manager anymore. He has a debt of hundreds of billions, and he can't pay it back in this lifetime. Redwood Tree, isn't it better to admit defeat early? If you admit defeat early, we will invest in you, and you are still worried about not having money? Northern Capital, when you reincarnate in the next life, you must do business again. Remember to find capital. Without capital you can't do anything. A group of people laughed at Jiang Chen. They thought Jiang Chen would be furious and turn off the live broadcast, but Jiang Chen didn't. Really? Without the help of you capital bosses, will I fail? By the way, do you know the taste of despair? After Jiang Chen asked, several investment companies responded to him. Redwood, aren't you looking desperate now? Northern Capital, do you know what the power of capital is? You are just a doll raising your hand to fight the Jade Emperor. Yes, this is the result of your small company fighting against our capital. Ow, what a disgusting group of people. You suck other people's blood every day, and you still have the face to say it here. Song Chachu, Anchor, don't be afraid of them. At worst, all of our fans will unite and invest in you. We don't believe that all of our fans combined can't beat them. Rice Ball, that's right. I won't say anything else. I support buying 2 roses with 2 months salary. Kung Fu Panda, I support it too. Brothers and sisters, unite. Try to consume Jiang Chen's inventory today. Pig blind, don't struggle, it's useless. He has at least tens of thousands of roses that he hasn't picked. You can't consume them. Swordy little prince, I received the roses. The princess likes them very much. I will buy another 10,000. Beatty beggar, I sell 2,000 roses in Beatty. Last time I sold your roses on the street corner, they were snapped up. Bamboo rats cannot be sold. Hey, I saw the bamboo rats recommended in the news last time, but I couldn't sell them after raising them. Just now, the news recommended that I stock up on French roses. I stocked up more than 2,000 roses. The price dropped by 2,000 yuan right after I bought them. Can I still return them? Jones from the United States. I saw the news from across the ocean in the morning. Your roses are on sale again. I will buy a few more this time. Your rose bath has magical power. Kure Minoru from Japan. It's so comfortable to take a bubble bath after filming a movie with petals. The barrage of support was full of voices. Jiang Chen knew that his news seemed to have spread abroad. He remembered the last time he sold roses. His 2 trillion roses occupy 2/3 of the market abroad. Today, these media reported it, and the internet fermented and attracted this group of local tycoons again. With the support of the local tycoons in the Middle East and the world, Jiang Chen instantly became confident. Redwood, I just asked you about the taste of despair. You didn't know, right? Well, today's live broadcast ends here. Next time I start a live broadcast, you may be able to answer my question. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and seeing that it was late at night, he turned off the live broadcast. At the headquarters of Rose Love online store, more than 600 customer service staff were completely insufficient, and Manager K had to transfer people from Sahara Building Materials Company and the Scenic Area Management Office to support overnight. At 12 o'clock in the night, the customer service team of more than 1,000 people was busy. China's night is the daytime of the United States and other countries, so there are a lot of rose orders there, and most of these rose orders are stars and wealthy businessmen. In the second half of the night, there were more rose orders in Europe. There were many nobles in Europe, and they ordered a large amount, and most of them were sent directly to a certain manor, and those manors were world famous manors. After dawn, the local tycoons in the Arab world went out again, so the Rose Appointment Taobei store was never idle for 24 hours a day. It is said that when Jiang Chen's roses began to be sold all over the world, in less than 4 days, all his remaining roses were sold out. On the last day after the roses were sold out, which was the end of July, Jiang Chen's poppies were in full bloom. 10,000 acres of poppies bloomed on the green grass, and the scenery was so beautiful that everyone was stunned. At dusk, the sky was a sea of fire clouds. Jiang Chen started a live broadcast in the poppy field as promised. As soon as his live broadcast started, his fans exceeded 1 million, and various media also entered Jiang Chen's live broadcast room. In the live broadcast room, the moment Jiang Chen turned on the live broadcast, a group of fans were surprised. Poetry walking, wow. Anchor, are the poppies behind you real? Suilan, it must be real. When has the anchor ever faked it? The poet's distant place, really not. Red, white, pink, spread out in a piece. Each petal is gorgeous, like a cloud brocade falling into the mortal world. ZHU Shao's real body, beautiful? Haha, where can't I see poppies? Poets are just hypocritical. Redwood tree, I'm already waiting for the despair you mentioned. When can I despair? Nanjing investment, the anchor is really good at exaggerating. Our flowers are alive and well today. I really want to despair. Can you tell me how to despair? Chapter 235, The Collapse of Flowers Today. In the live broadcast room, several big investors from today's flowers came to lead the conversation. Jiang Chen couldn't help but laugh. He was really afraid that they wouldn't come today. Do you want to know what despair is? I can satisfy you. By the way, you should find more media so that you can experience it more clearly. As Jiang Chen was talking, a large number of reporters had gathered at the entrance of today's flowers headquarters. The fight between today's flowers and Jiang Chen was no longer just a commercial competition. He had even become the focus of society. ZHU Shao himself, the media are all here. Use whatever skills you have. I don't believe that you can still make a name for yourself after losing so much money. Redwood tree, I have asked experts to evaluate it. The cost of a rose is at least 10,000 yuan. You sold it at a loss of tens of thousands. You sold hundreds of billions in the past few days. The money you lost will only exceed 12 figures. If you don't get the sponsorship of the rich people in the Middle East, you won't be able to pay this money if you don't go public, so you should be desperate. New highlights. Who loses more? Who will give up first? Is Sahara Rose's ultimate move to cut off her legs and be a SB? At the Sahara shop headquarters, Jiang Chen pushed open the door of the office. Guan Ku nodded at him. Jiang Chen looked at the live broadcast room and advised again. ZHU Chang, stop. Last warning. ZHU Shao himself, stop it. Your mother, you are the one who deserves to die. Silu Capital, use your big move. We will accept it calmly. By the way, the media has been settled. If you lose this time, we will go public immediately and all the losses will be recovered. Redwood tree, you. Seeing that they were so unwilling to listen to advice, Jiang Chen shook his head helplessly. He nodded to Guanku, who took the intercom, and ordered the people below, start swiping. After Guanku finished speaking, the entire Today Rose company started to operate soon. Thousands of people started the crazy shopping mode on their computers. Not only that, more than 6,000 employees of the entire base also logged into their Taobao accounts at the same time. Nearly 20,000 employees of Sahara shops across the country also took out their mobile phones. Moreover, Sahara employees across the country also flocked to Today Flower stores in various places. In less than an hour, Sahara employees spent more than 200 million yuan at Today's Flowers. Not only that, a large number of Sahara shop employees went to Today's Flowers to line up to buy roses. Today's Flowers roses were long gone. They are now selling numbers, including those sold online. So when Today's Flowers employees saw the hot sales, they were still laughing. When Sahara employees swiped the total to 500 million, the employees below felt something was wrong. They hurriedly ran to tell the vice president. It was noon at this moment. ZHU Chang and a dozen capital bosses had just finished their meal and were having fun in the entertainment club. When the deputy manager of Today's Flowers arrived at the club, he rushed into the private room in a panic. In the private room, a dozen bosses and a dozen female members were doing unspeakable things. As soon as the deputy manager entered, ZHU Chang kicked him out in anger. The deputy manager could only wait anxiously at the door, and this wait lasted another hour. During this hour, the Sahara employees had already spent nearly 3 billion roses on them, and he could not close the sales channel without ZHU Chang's order, so the anxious deputy manager rushed into the club again. Manager, it's not good, it's not good. In the private room, more than a dozen capital tycoons were still fighting, but ZHU Chang had already put on his clothes. A female employee next to him was playing a mobile game with an unhappy look on her face. She had been playing the game for more than an hour. Are you fucking sick? You're fired. ZHU Chang yelled, and the deputy manager shouted at a group of people, stop. If you don't stop, you won't even have money to pay your bills. After the deputy manager yelled, several big men stopped shaking. The Redwood manager looked at the deputy manager with a big belly and yelled, first day as a manager. Don't you have any sense? What do you want a manager like this for? Fire him. That's right. Fire him. Damn. A small manager. Why are you pretending to be a big boss? After the Northern Capital CEO finished speaking, the other people who were disturbed also shouted to fire the deputy manager. When the deputy manager saw that they were going to fire him, he didn't say much. He shouted directly at them, you don't have to fire me, I quit. After the deputy manager finished speaking, he turned around and went to the finance department to settle the bill. He was afraid that, if he didn't settle the bill at this moment, he would lose his salary later. Before leaving the Golden Crown Club, the deputy manager couldn't help but call the media when he thought of these people scolding him so much. After the call was connected, hundreds of media rushed to the Golden Crown Club, while the deputy manager had already driven back to the headquarters to settle the bill. After settling the bill, the deputy manager prepared to go to the desert to join Sahara. After all, the manager had poached him, and he had been responsible for store expansion and management at Today's Flowers, and he did a great job. After the deputy manager ran away first, several other executives of Today's Flowers also ran to the finance department to settle their wages and ran away. At noon, the store managers of Today's Flowers store saw that they could not contact their headquarters, so they resigned one after another. Just as the Flowers of Today were in chaos, hundreds of media had already rushed into the private room of the Golden Crown Club, where ZHU Chang and several investment company bosses were. As soon as they entered the room, they began to take pictures. The investment managers were photographed, and they were so scared that they wanted to cover their faces. Several media went up and pried their faces apart. The flash kept flashing. Seeing this, more than a dozen capital bosses knew that they couldn't let these photos slip out at this moment, otherwise their Flowers of Today would be completely ruined. So the manager of Redwood Tree shouted, and more than a dozen shareholders went up and fought with the media. When the Northern Capital saw more than a dozen people fighting with the media, he hurriedly called the club owner. The club owner hurriedly brought dozens of thugs in. As soon as they controlled the reporters inside, hundreds of security guards rushed in outside. The security police came up and controlled the Golden Crown boss and dozens of thugs. When Zhu Chang saw the security police coming, he wanted to run, but before he ran out of the door, he was pinned to the ground by the agile security police. After a group of people were taken away, hundreds of media outlets rushed to the entrance of the Golden Crown Club. The media rushed to interview, but were separated by the security police. Then 7 or 8 ambulances drove in outside the door. The ambulances carried the injured and bleeding reporters onto the ambulances and drove to Shangjing Hospital. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Jiang Chen stopped buying roses. After a morning of hard work, they directly bought more than 7 billion roses from today's flowers. Jiang Chen knew that even gods could not save them this time. In the evening, news came from Shangjing that Zhu Chang and others were directly detained by the police for doing unspeakable things, and they were also suspected of beating reporters. In addition, when they were snatching the video recorder from the reporter, they accidentally pushed a female reporter onto a sharp object, which directly led to the death of the female reporter. They will also face criminal punishment for this. Chapter 236, Unable to Survive. When night came, Jiang Chen did not start the live broadcast. He knew that he had won. He was waiting for the official to deal with today's flowers. Lying on the grass with nothing to do, Jiang Chen checked Mega News again. Beijing Evening News. Today's Golden Crown Club was closed down for involvement in asterisk. The general manager of the Golden Crown Club was arrested by the Beijing security police for several crimes such as running an improper group, sheltering and organizing asterisk selling, beating, and causing the death of a reporter. In the future, the general manager of the Golden Crown Club will face a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Time News. Shareholders of today's flowers, a dark horse company in the flower industry, were arrested for eating chicken. They are suspected of beating and causing the death of a reporter, and will face trial. Jiangxia Morning News. Today's flowers sales are booming, with sales reaching 7 billion today. Today's flowers will pay 9,500 yuan for each flower. Today's flowers will pay 66 trillion in just one day. What will happen to today's flowers with such a sky-high compensation? Flower News. 66 trillion in loss-making sales. What should today's flowers do next? Today's reporter walked into the headquarters of today's flowers, and the headquarters was already empty. Business Daily. A large number of reporters surrounded the headquarters of today's flowers. All the executives of today's flowers have resigned. Who can stand up and make decisions for today's flowers? Chushan News. Today's flowers topped the 1000-degree hot surge. Under the discussion of the whole nation, the Shangjing official said that it would expedite the handling of today's flowers. Xixi News. Shangjing officially announced that at 9 o'clock tomorrow, the trial of today's flowers shareholders will be held for collective chicken eating. Regarding the matter that everyone is concerned about, today's flowers needs to compensate customers for 66 trillion yuan due to a sharp price reduction. The Ministry of Commerce and the Market Supervision Bureau will announce the results of the handling tomorrow. Under the starry sky, Jiang Chen was watching the news. Suddenly, his mobile phone rang. Jiang Chen saw that it was an unfamiliar number, and it was from Shangjing. He hurriedly answered the phone. Hello, who are you? You don't need to know who I am. I'll give you 10 billion. The matter of today's flowers will be settled. Send me the account. There was a young man's voice on the other end of the phone. It sounded no more than 35 years old. His voice was a little cold, but unquestionable. The other party hung up the phone after saying that. Jiang Chen sneered. Now that his roses have basically been sold, he now has at least 1.5 trillion yuan. What's the point of this little money? So Jiang Chen continued to browse his news. Ding ding ding, the vast horizon is mine. Jiang Chen saw that it was the same call again, and he decisively hung up again. Ding ding ding, the vast horizon. The phone kept ringing for several times, and Jiang Chen finally picked up the phone lazily. Who? Send the card number. Beep beep. After Jiang Chen hung up the phone, the other party finally sent a text message in a rage. Shangjing Zhu family, you can't swallow up the flowers today. If you know what's good for you, send the card number to settle. Otherwise you will know the consequences of offending the Shangjing Zhu family. Jiang Chen looked at the text message and sneered. Even if you are from the Shangjing Zhu family, what's the matter? No matter how rich you are, can you have trillions? Can you be as rich as me? What a frog in the well. Besides, when did he, Jiang Chen, say that he wanted shares in the flowers today? Ding ding ding, the vast horizon is me. Are you done yet? Mr. ZHU, let me tell you that I don't care about your little money. After Jiang Chen's call, the people on the other end of the phone were stunned. That's right, they didn't seem to have called Jiang Chen. Mr. Jiang, you misunderstood. We are from the Commercial Dispute Settlement Center of the Ministry of Commerce. We want to negotiate with you to solve the problem of today's flowers. After a bright voice sounded on the other end of the phone, Jiang Chen looked at the number. It was indeed from Shangjing, but this seemed to be a landline. Oh, that's a misunderstanding. How do you want to solve the problem of today's flowers? That's right, if it can be solved through formal channels, Jiang Chen is of course willing to solve it through formal channels. After all, today's flowers still has 7 billion yuan under pressure from him. We would like to ask if you have any requests. My request is very simple. They will give me the same amount of roses as I spent. That's impossible. Then weren't they also forcing me to pay back the hundreds of billions of roses? I lost so much money, so of course I have to make it back. You also have to consider my situation. I still owe hundreds of billions of debts. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, they had of course investigated this clearly, otherwise they would not have called Jiang Chen to solve the problem privately. After a long time, the person on the other end of the phone changed, and this time it was a somewhat old voice. This matter cannot be delayed. Now the national media are watching it, and because it is in Beijing, foreign media have also begun to pay attention to it. Therefore, we have received an order from above to solve all problems before tomorrow and let this hotspot pass. So, you can make a request, and we will satisfy you, as long as we can do it. This matter does have a bad impact, and in this internet age, you can't control other people's mouths. After the Business Dispute Handling Center finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought for a while and said, how do you want to deal with it? They called Jiang Chen, and they must have discussed a plan. How about this? We will use legal means to have today's flowers return your 7 billion to you. In addition, we will have today's flowers give you another 3 billion in compensation. What do you think? After the other end of the phone finished speaking, Jiang Chen suddenly thought of the text message that the ZHU family had sent him. In an instant, he seemed to understand something. This 10 billion was given by the ZHU family? Well, I don't think there is any need for us to talk about it. I'll hang up. Let the media give an explanation tomorrow. I paid hundreds of billions of dollars in compensation. Now you can't pay it back. You just use this little money to get rid of me. It's not even enough to pay the bank interest. Do you think I will agree? They also when ZHU Chang was bullying them, but they didn't say anything. Well, ZHU Chang was in trouble, and they should come to intervene. Okay, you like to intervene, then let the media talk. Jiang Chen hung up the phone while speaking. As soon as he hung up the phone, the processing center called him again. Yes, the pressure from above was tight, and they were asked to handle this matter at all costs, and try to get rid of the storm tomorrow. Otherwise, if it attracted the attention of foreign media, it would be a big deal. Of course, their processing center did communicate with the ZHU family first. The ZHU family did not want to release today's flowers, and they did not want to miss the channel of French roses. So they wanted to lobby Jiang Chen and use their majesty to pressure Jiang Chen. What he did not expect was that Jiang Chen actually ignored them. After the call was connected again, the adjustment center said, how do you want to deal with it? How much money I paid, how much roses you gave me, and you have to ship them after receiving my money. This is the rule. So there is no room for negotiation? Goodbye. Don't think I don't know that you must have taken benefits from the ZHU family. Tomorrow I will post our recordings on the internet. When the media reports it, your own official hat will fall off, and you don't have to worry about the ZHU family. Jiang Chen was about to hang up the phone after he finished speaking. When the director of the processing center heard it, he frowned. Yes, the ZHU family is important, but his official hat is more important. And this matter is a tricky matter. If it is not handled properly, let the people above know that he favors the today's roses who ate chicken and killed the reporter. His future will be ruined. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 237, Comeback. On the other end of the phone, the person in charge of the mediation center weighed the options for a while, and he was ready to report the plan he had discussed with his superiors to Jiang Chen. He knew that, if he continued to conceal it, he would never have the chance to report it again. We have another plan. Today's flowers are no longer able to pay your compensation, so we can only initiate bankruptcy proceedings. After the bankruptcy proceedings are initiated, we will auction today's flowers and use the money from the auction to pay for your losses. Of course, if you are willing, we can consider letting today's flowers pay off your debts, as long as you don't make trouble. After the person in charge finished speaking, Jiang Chen sneered. Mortgage today's flowers to me? Haha, today's flowers is now useless. Okay. Now that the media has reported this, there is absolutely no hope for him to go public. Not only that, today's flowers now owes him more than 60 trillion roses, and its own market value is less than a billion. Okay. I can't agree to your terms. I think you should ask the boss of today's flowers to come out and explain the compensation to us personally. People should be honest and trustworthy. Since they have received the money, they should. They have been arrested. Moreover, 66 trillion yuan. Even if you ask more than a dozen shareholders to give you all the money, they can't raise enough money to import roses. So, we are kind enough to handle the problem for you. I hope you can think it over carefully, otherwise you will have to wait until the bankruptcy procedure is initiated, and then you may not be able to take out the 7 billion yuan of capital. Let's make a big deal out of a small matter, and a small matter out of a small matter. You take away today's flowers, and we will deal with it behind the scenes, to eliminate the impact of this matter. You are also helping us. At that time, we will naturally. Jiang Chen hung up the phone before the other end of the phone finished talking. It must be said that he was not interested in today's flowers, because he already had Sahara shop, and he was not going to enter China's flower industry. Even if he was going to enter the flower industry, he would not want a company with a bad reputation. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen continued to read the news. Nowadays, the news is updated in a timely manner, and those reporters can always get a lot of inside information. Gossip show. The latest news is that today's flowers may be auctioned due to insolvency, and the ZHU family in Shangjing may make a big investment to acquire today's flowers. Flower news. Today's flowers did not close the sales channel in time because its boss ate PUBG, and the employees sold 7 billion roses. Today's flowers and the capital behind it lost everything, but today's flowers have the exclusive agency rights of the French Rose King flower. Perhaps this will be the capital for the auction house bosses to compete. Jiang Chen hadn't read the news for long when his mobile phone rang again in the middle of the night. Jiang Chen saw that it was Li Sheng's call, and he hurriedly picked up the phone. Hello, Li Sheng. Li Sheng has helped Jiang Chen a lot, so Jiang Chen respects him very much. Zhao Jiang, I'm here to be a lobbyist, and I don't want to lose face, but the organization has arrangements, so I have to. After Li Sheng finished speaking, Jiang Chen already understood. No wonder Shangjing didn't call him at this time. Li Sheng, I don't have to ask for a lot of money. I just want them to come out and apologize to me in person. They have repeatedly tripped me up and insulted me. Today, they want me to waste 7 billion yuan and take over the flower company that has a bad reputation. I can't do it. Jiang Chen directly stated his request. Li Sheng nodded and said, I already know about their affairs. It is indeed wrong for them to do so. They are engaging in vicious competition and ruining themselves and others. However, they have all been arrested. If you really want to vent your anger, how about I apply for a seat in the court tomorrow? Let's make other things small. In the future, our new province will take better care of you in terms of policies. Don't make things difficult for the leaders in Beijing. After Li Sheng finished speaking, Jiang Chen's mobile phone lit up, and he saw the message sent by Guan Ku to him. The message only had a few simple words. Brother Jiang took over today's flowers. Jiang Chen didn't know what Guan Ku meant, but since he said it, He must have an intention, and he refused Li Sheng emotionally and rationally. Well, then help me apply for an audition. Li Sheng has already asked for it today. You have helped me so much. Even if I don't make this money, I have to agree to it. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen drove to Mojiang County. Halfway through the car, the Shangjing Mediation Center called him again. The other party on the phone talked to him in detail about the handover process of today's flowers. Tomorrow, the court will declare a forced bankruptcy sale of today's flowers and then conduct an internal auction. The handover ceremony will be held tomorrow afternoon. Rushing to Sahara shop, Sahara shop was already in jubilation. Guan Ku introduced a man to Jiang Chen. The man was in his 40s, with short hair and a suit, and looked very energetic. Brother Jiang, this is Chen Bohao, the vice president of today's roses. He is a postdoctoral fellow in business administration at Harvard University. He is in charge of the store expansion and management of today's flowers. He also made the news about Zhu Chang today. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen hurriedly shook hands with Chen Bohao. Chen Bohao said with some guilt, "I'm sorry to trouble Brother Jiang. Today's flowers were ruined by Zhu Chang alone. He is a stubborn person who never stops persuading. I really regret it. It's okay. By the way, President Guan, how did you know that they would transfer today's roses to me?" Jiang Chen asked curiously. Guan Ku looked at Chen Bohao and said, "Drive." Chen said that after analysis. Dr. Chen said that if they want to eliminate the impact quickly, the best way is to transfer today's flowers directly to you. Jiang Chen looked at Chen Bohao curiously, and Chen Bohao said straight to the point, "Brother Jiang, I think this is an opportunity. Although today's flowers has a bad reputation, it has recently opened stores across the country, and the foundation has been laid. What's more important is that under my leadership, today's flowers has obtained the agency rights of various flowers, especially the exclusive agency of the French Rose King flower. These are the capital for a comeback. Can today's flowers make a comeback?" Jiang Chen asked curiously. "If a general company can achieve this, it will definitely be impossible. Yes, as long as Brother Jiang takes over today's flowers in a high-profile manner tomorrow, relying on Brother Jiang's brand effect, it will definitely give the public confidence, and the public really doesn't have much rejection of today's flowers. These are all created by the media. When the time comes, just find a water army to whitewash it online. Moreover, Brother Jiang will take over today's rose and hold a promotion, and today's flowers will be able to start again soon." After Chen Bohao finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. He had no choice now, so Jiang Chen could only trust Chen Bohao. When Supervisor Guan saw that Jiang Chen accepted Chen Bohao, he also hurriedly recommended Chen Bohao to be the general manager of the new Today Flowers in China. Jiang Chen nodded and agreed. That's right, at this moment, Chen Bohao was the only one around Jiang Chen who was most suitable to accept Today Flowers. Chapter 238, Expensive Bermuda Grass. The next morning, Jiang Chen took Chen Bohao to Beijing from Fangjin Airport to attend the trial of Zhu Chang and others at the Dongchang District Intermediate Court. When the trial began, a group of media had already prepared video equipment. Jiang Chen sat in the front row. He looked up and saw the frustrated people with shaved heads standing in the detention area. This court is conducting a public trial of Mao Xianlong and others suspected of soliciting prostitution and intentional homicide. The court is now in session. Everyone stand up. After the judge finished speaking, everyone stood up. Mao Xianlong raised his head and saw Chen Bohao sitting in the first row. The moment he saw Chen Bohao, Mao Xianlong roared, "Damn it, it's all your fault. I'll kill you." Mao Xianlong was pressed to the ground by the bailiff before he could run a few steps. When Mao Xianlong was still struggling on the ground, the judge looked at Mao Xianlong and said, "Mao Xianlong, if you don't keep quiet, I will sentence you to contempt of court." After the judge finished speaking majestically, Mao Xianlong gritted his teeth and quieted down. "Mao Xianlong, the prosecution has brought charges against you for allegedly soliciting prostitution, beating a reporter, and causing the death of a reporter. Do you plead guilty?" After the judge finished speaking, Mao Xianlong shook his head and shouted, "I was wronged. I was framed. Do you have any evidence?" "No evidence. I was set up by that grandson." Mao Xianlong pointed at Jiang Chen. After he finished speaking, the judge frowned and said, "The court is a place that values evidence. You don't have evidence, but it is certain that you solicited prostitution and beat Wang Hang to death. What else does the defense lawyer have to say?" After the judge finished speaking, the lawyer nodded and said, "My client was invited to the Golden Crown Club by Zhu Chang, and my client accidentally beat Wang Hang to death. So my client can only be an accomplice, and Zhu Chang is the mastermind." After the lawyer finished speaking, another lawyer stood up and said, "My client Zhu Chang did not invite them. They made an appointment to go together. Moreover, my client did not participate in the beating of the reporter. We have video as evidence." After the lawyer finished speaking, he played a video recorded by a reporter. The video was very shaky, but it clearly captured the scene where Mao Xianlong, the CEO of Redwood Tree, picked up a chair and hit Wang Hang on the head. At the same time, after a while of shaking, the camera fell to the ground and just happened to capture Zhu Chang at the door. Zhu Chang hid behind the door from beginning to end and did not take action. After everyone watched the video, Mao Xianlong looked at Zhu Chang and cursed. King yelled for us to come on, but you hid behind. You beast, we are so unlucky to help you. After Mao Xianlong finished cursing, Zhu Chang also sneered, "Just come on if I tell you to, are you my dogs?" After Zhu Chang finished speaking, more than a dozen managers of investment companies in the courtroom roared and wanted to beat Zhu Chang, but the bailiffs quickly stopped them. The trial was very slow, and several lawyers argued with each other. The verdict was not announced until noon. Finally, through the video, Mao Xianlong was found guilty of intentional homicide and sentenced to death with a 2-year reprieve. Several people including Northern Capital were sentenced to 10 to 30 years in prison for beating up the reporter and causing Wang Hang's death in disguise. Several Capital bosses received the punishment they deserved. Zhu Chang was not sentenced because he did not participate in the beating up of the reporter. However, as the general manager of Today's Flowers, he was suspected of unfair competition and was sentenced to 1 month's detention and a fine of 1 million. After the sentencing, Jiang Chen was a little disappointed that Zhu Chang had escaped. However, because Redwood Tree and other Capital bosses were in jail, Jiang Chen was relieved of his anger. Before Jiang Chen left the court, Chen Bohao called him and said that he had taken a photo of the bankrupt Today's Flowers. In the afternoon, Jiang Chen went to apply for a new business license for Today's Flowers. At the same time, while the popularity was still there, Jiang Chen held a press conference for the opening of the new Today's Flowers in Shangjing. At the reception, Jiang Chen introduced the name of the new company and its future development orientation to everyone. Jiang Chen's new flower company is called Yunjinyuan Flower Shop. The difference between Yunjinyuan Flower Shop and Sahara's is that Yunjinyuan Flower Shop is independently operated and has nothing to do with Sahara Desert Group. In the future, Yunjinyuan Flower Shop will rely on French Rose to go public. Of course, after Jiang Chen acquired Yunjinyuan Flower Shop, it will be impossible for the flower shop to compete with Sahara's. In the future, Sahara's will focus on high-end products and be sold through Sahara Shop, while Yunjinyuan Rose will focus on mid-range products and be sold through Yunjinyuan. After introducing Yunjinyuan Flower Shop, Jiang Chen announced that Chen Bohao would be the first general manager of Yunjinyuan Flower Shop. After Chen Bohao took the stage to speak, Yunjinyuan Flower Shop was officially opened. After Chen Bohao accepted Yunjinyuan Flower Shop, Jiang Chen left him the 7 billion investment for buying Today's Flowers. After Chen Bohao had money, he recruited the original store managers back, and soon Yunjinyuan Flower Shop was officially open for business. In the evening, Jiang Chen flew back to Mojiang from Shangjing. As soon as his plane landed, he received a text message, and the text message was still sent by a familiar number. "If you dare to go against my ZHU family, I will make you die without a burial place." After reading the text message, Jiang Chen deleted it directly. Jiang Chen is now in a state of pride. Not to mention your ZHU family, he dares to make him an enemy of the world. Okay. Now most of the roses in the rose garden have been sold out. Although the roses sold this time are not as many as last time, the total amount after the promotion is nearly 1.47 trillion. Jiang Chen left more than 70 billion construction funds to the promotion and took away the rest of the money. It feels so good to have money. Let's go and continue to build the windbreak, Jiang Chen said as he headed towards the windbreak. According to his grandfather's diary, the end of July is one of the most windy and sandy times. If he can't withstand this wind and sand, then his scenic spot will be ruined. After rushing to the windbreak on the outer ring road, Jiang Chen directly charged 10 billion to plant more than 30,000 acres of grass. After the lawn was planted, a small grassland appeared in the two huge windbreak giant cactus forests. After the lawn was planted, the air in the windproof forest suddenly became much fresher. Jiang Chen had just planted the lawn when his farming app suddenly rang with a ding-dong. Jiang Chen opened the farming app and was surprised. Wow, it's upgraded again. System reminder, congratulations to the player for upgrading the scenic spot to a 4A scenic spot. The player will receive a new seed. Jiang Chen hurriedly clicked on the seed column. Sure enough, there was an extra seed in his seed column. This seed looked like a bunch of crawling grass. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed curiously. Seed reminder, desert Bermuda grass. This herb is super drought resistant and can effectively control every piece of land. In addition, the whole body of desert Bermuda grass can be used as a medicinal material, which has the effects of clearing blood, relieving fever, and regenerating muscles. Oh my god, I was just worried about not being able to fix the sand dunes, and you send me seeds. It's really a real dad. System. Jiang Chen continued to look at the price while talking. He knew that this thing must not be cheap. Price reminder, desert Bermuda grass is a very effective traditional Chinese medicine, and it can effectively fix sand, so it is expensive. 1 square meter of desert Bermuda grass costs 1,000 yuan. After the system prompt, Jiang Chen almost despaired. Is a bunch of Bermuda grass so expensive? Jiang Chen knows this grass. There are a lot of them growing in his hometown. Once this grass grows, it will grow quickly. It is also very vigorous and not easy to die. What a rip-off. System prompt, create a sand control Bermuda grass garden. Chapter 239 Picking chrysanthemums under the eastern fence. After the farming app released a new task, Jiang Chen felt depressed. He didn't know whether this dogtooth root could hold the wind and sand, but this dogtooth root was indeed very expensive. Let's buy 10 billion won and try it first. Jiang Chen drove the car all the way to the fourth line of defense that was submerged by the wind and sand. At this moment, the fourth line of defense had disappeared in the wind and sand. At night, there was no moon in the sky, the wind was howling, and the wind and sand made the car windows crackle. How to plant in such a big wind and sand? Jiang Chen was worried, and he suddenly remembered the motorcycle helmet on the back seat of the car. In an instant, he thought of a solution. That's right, go out and plant with the helmet. Jiang Chen stretched out his hand to put on the helmet and pushed open the car door. The wind and sand outside the car door were still very strong. Jiang Chen steadied himself in front of him. He saw that, although the desert giant cactus on the fourth line of defense was pushed and covered by the wind and sand, the wind and sand piled up a very high earth mountain on the spot. Looking at the earth mountain, Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. Yes, isn't this a natural line of defense? First, buy 100 million of desert giant cacti and plant them on the sand hills. Jiang Chen said, and he bought 100 million of desert giant cacti and planted them on the fourth line of defense hills with one click. In the darkness, 3 long dragons flew past, and 3 huge walls appeared on the hills. The 100-meter high desert giant cacti blocked the strong wind, and Jiang Chen stabilized himself this time. He just stabilized himself, and the strong wind in the distance, carrying the flowing sand, quickly blew the first row of desert giant cacti crooked, and the wind and sand kept rushing towards the cacti. Buy 10 billion of dogtooth roots, Jiang Chen said, and planted 15,000 acres of desert dogtooth roots in front of the living cactus. In the desert, the night was very dark and the wind and sand were very strong. Jiang Chen couldn't see the hills in the night at all, but after he planted it with one click, he soon felt that the wind and sand on his body were much less. Keep planting. Jiang Chen knew that it was not easy to control the wind and sand at once. If he did not control the sand dunes on the ground in the deep desert, the sand dunes that kept coming would eventually submerge his 10,000 acres of dogtooth grass. In the dark of night, Jiang Chen drove directly towards the fifth line of defense at the risk of overturning. When he arrived at the fifth line of defense, the fifth line of defense had already turned into a continuous sandhill. Jiang Chen followed the same method and planted more than 100,000 desert giant column cacti on the sandhill. After the cacti grew out, they quickly blocked the surging wind. Then Jiang Chen planted 10 billion desert dogtooth grass in front of the desert giant column cactus forest. After the grass was planted, the surging sand dunes were quickly controlled. In the dark of night, after Jiang Chen stabilized the fifth sand control line, he drove his car to plant a road in the deep desert. After the road was planted, Jiang Chen planted 10 billion desert giant column cacti in the desert. The cactus turned into a huge forest in the deep desert. This desert giant column cactus forest is composed of nearly 10 million desert giant column cacti. They face the desert like arrows. The wind blows from the Sahara and flies along the two sides of the arrows and never blows to the Mojiang scenic area. In order to prevent the desert giant column cactus from being covered by wind and sand, Jiang Chen directly purchased 10 billion dogtooth grass and planted it in front of the cactus forest. The night passed quickly. After dawn, Jiang Chen stood in a tall residential cactus forest, looking at a desert giant column cactus tree connected to the horizon. He opened his mouth in surprise. That's right, he never thought that millions of desert giant column cacti gathered together would be so spectacular. It's so beautiful, it's simply an emerald in the desert. Jiang Chen suddenly had the idea of turning it into a desert tourist attraction. In fact, think about it, it can indeed be used as a tourist attraction. First of all, the desert giant column cactus is very beautiful. Secondly, the desert giant column cactus is almost extinct. Moreover, so many desert giant column cacti gathered together are really spectacular. Okay, it's settled. I'll build a new scenic spot here in the future. By the way, let's go see my dogtooth grass first. Jiang Chen said as he drove his Mercedes-Benz towards the end of the desert giant cactus forest of tens of thousands of acres. When he arrived at the end of the desert giant cactus forest, patches of green appeared in the dark desert. The green on the ground was extremely conspicuous in the desert. Jiang Chen walked in and saw that it was indeed the familiar dogtooth grass. After the grass grew out, it dragged its seedlings like a watermelon and occupied a piece of land. This grass has a strong reproductive ability and extremely strong survival ability. After they grew out, the yellow sand on the ground was quickly occupied by them without any gaps. Sure enough, it's a strong grass, even stronger than the Bermuda lawn. Jiang Chen's Bermuda lawn is also very beautiful and soft, but they are not suitable for planting in the wind and sand because they are too tender. But this thing is not afraid. Jiang Chen watched the yellow land in front of him gradually disappear. He was surprised. He planted a road and went straight to the end of the grass. After a 4-lane road appeared, Jiang Chen drove to the desert. At the edge of the desert, the wind blew towards Mojiang River non-stop. The sand and dust blown by the wind were flying all over the sky. The earth mounds they blew also crawled towards Mojiang River like earthworms. However, a strange scene appeared on the edge of the desert. The crawling sand dunes just covered a large area of desert Bermuda grass. Before they crawled far, the Bermuda grass broke through their bodies and grew again. After the Bermuda grass broke through the earth mound and grew out, it quickly dragged the seedlings and grew wildly. It didn't take long for them to turn the entire sand dune into an oasis. Oh my god, it's really a tenacious grass. Jiang Chen seemed to have picked up a treasure when he encountered such grass. This is the real nemesis of the desert. With it, is the dream of greening the Sahara desert still far away. Mom and dad, wait for me, I'll be with you soon. Jiang Chen looked at the desert with hope in his heart. Ding dong. Just as Jiang Chen looked at the sand dunes that kept trying to attack the dogtooth grass with hope, his phone suddenly rang. Another task completed. Jiang Chen opened his phone while talking, and sure enough, the message was from the desert farming app. System reminder, congratulations to the player for completing the task of planting desert dogtooth grass. The player will get a new seed. Oh my god, so the task is completed. Jiang Chen thought that the system would only give new seeds if his scenic spot became a 5-star scenic spot. Unexpectedly, this happiness seemed to come a little too fast. Jiang Chen opened the seed grid while talking, and sure enough, a new seed was unlocked next to the desert dogtooth grass. This seed looked like a lot of small flowers. Seed introduction. A new frost on the tiles overnight. The banana leaves were newly broken, and the lotus fell. The only cold-resistant chrysanthemums in the east hedge. The golden miller just bloomed, and the dawn is clearer. Desert zinnias can keep their bright colors for a long time. They are the most colorful fairy tales on the lonely desert canvas. Price introduction. Desert zinnias are sold by square meter, and the price is 50 yuan per square meter. Chapter 240. The cheating wooden house seed. Desert zinnias are not cheap at 51 square meters, but this is a desert, so everything is understandable. Task reminder. Create a sea of 10,000 acres of zinnias. Oh my god, another sea of 10,000 acres of zinnias? Did my money come from the wind? You build these scenic spots for me every day, but I don't even have any tourists. Who am I building these for? Jiang Chen was very puzzled. You know, because of the arrival of the sandstorm, the entire Xin province was covered by sandstorms, so most of the planes at Fangzhen Airport were grounded, and even the Yi City high-speed rail stopped countless flights. Jiang Chen's roses were also affected by them, and had to give up air transportation, and change to high-speed rail express transportation. It was precisely because of the suspension of Fangzhen Airport and the high-speed rail that the number of tourists in Mojiang scenic area dropped sharply. By the end of July, the number of tourists in his scenic area had been in the unit of, forget it, your broken system can't hear what I'm saying, let's build it, I just happen to have some money in my pocket. Jiang Chen said as he researched where to build the sea of crocus flowers. Now his Bermuda scenic area already has a sea of poppies, so there is no shortage of seas of flowers. Jiang Chen is planning to develop the desert giant column cactus scenic area, so after thinking for a while, Jiang Chen decided to build a sea of crocus flowers in the desert giant column cactus forest. After deciding, Jiang Chen prepared to choose a site. The site of the sea of flowers must be close to the highway. Not only that, it also needs to be away from the southwest where the wind and sand blow. After careful consideration, Jiang Chen planned to build a sea of crocus flowers in the west of the desert giant column cactus forest. When Jiang Chen drove to the southwest of the giant column cactus, he was surprised to find that there was a crescent-shaped open space in the southwest. This open space was very large. From the crescent giant column cactus forest to the fifth line of defense, there were almost hundreds of thousands of acres of land. Jiang Chen planned to combine the zinnia scenic area with the giant column cactus forest, so he chose to build the zinnia scenic area next to the residential cactus forest. 10,000 acres of zinnias are not attractive at all. Anyway, the land here is free, so just treat it as greening. Build 100,000 acres, and create a super zinnia scenic area. Jiang Chen said this, and directly spent 3.3 billion to build a 100,000 acre super zinnia scenic area. After the one-click planting was completed, a golden light in front of Jiang Chen was like a golden rain that spread across the yellow land. After the golden rain, half-meter high zinnias with red, yellow, light red, purple and other colors appeared in front of Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen was stunned by the endless sea of zinnias. It was so beautiful. The feeling of being in the huge sea of flowers between heaven and earth made Jiang Chen feel like he was dreaming. Wow, zinnias are really so beautiful, especially in such a yellow sand, beside the green desert giant cactus. Such a large sea of flowers really seemed to be sprinkled from the sky. If I could live in such a beautiful place, even heaven would be like this. Jiang Chen sighed. His dream was to develop a huge small town here. Their daily life would be to walk around this sea of flowers and go to the desert giant cactus forest. It was beautiful just to think about it. Ding dong. System prompt. Congratulations to the player for the number of tourists in the scenic area exceeding 20,000. The player will receive a new building material seed. Oh my god, have you completed the task of 20,000 tourists? Jiang Chen was very surprised. It's time to finish. The roses are all sold out. Those who bought the roses haven't come to travel yet. What are they waiting for? If they don't come to travel, Jiang Chen's apricots will all rot. Jiang Chen clicked on the building material seeds while speaking. After clicking on the seeds, Jiang Chen was surprised again. He knew that these building material seeds were all good seeds, and this time was no exception. Seed introduction. Desert log seeds. This seed can grow large areas of logs and can also directly grow pieces of wood boards according to needs. The specially treated desert logs and wood boards are durable and can be used for hundreds of years in the wind and sand. Oh my god. Such amazing wood. It can be used for hundreds of years. Jiang Chen was ecstatic. With these woods, he could do so many things in the scenic area. What's the price? Let's see how much it is. Jiang Chen continued to click down while speaking. Price introduction. Desert logs are sold by square, and 1 square of desert log wood boards is 500 yuan. 500 yuan? So cheap. You have to know that now almost all A-grade wood in China is 2 to 3,000 yuan per square meter, not to mention those slightly better trees, which are at least 4 to 5,000 yuan. Jiang Chen believes that the wood sold to him by the system is definitely the best wood. After all, this thing can be used for 100 years. It's time to buy tens of billions of wood to build a wooden house. Since wood is so cheap, Jiang Chen is unwilling to miss the opportunity. Jiang Chen was about to buy wood when the system suddenly rang again. System prompt. The player successfully upgraded the scenic spot to an AAA plus scenic spot, and the player will get a new seed. Oh my god, I completed the task again. I didn't do anything. Wait, Jiang Chen didn't do nothing. After all, he just built a desert giant column cactus forest. However, Jiang Chen also built a 100,000 acres in your scenic spot. Isn't it more than enough to make the scenic spot enter for a plus? Very good. Let me see what kind of seeds it is first. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed column while talking. To his surprise, he actually got another building material seed. Seed introduction. Desert wooden villa seed. This seed can grow desert wooden villas of various styles. In addition, this seed can be planted in a row, and the row planting can be planted into a commercial street. Desert wooden house. Do you really know how to do business with this system? If you sell me the finished house directly, how will you let those workers eat? Jiang Chen cursed, but at this moment he was secretly happy in his heart. Yes, if he could buy the wooden villa directly, wouldn't he save a lot of effort? The wooden villa must be very expensive. Jiang Chen knew that a two-story wooden villa with a decent quality of more than 200 square meters in China would cost at least 500,000 yuan to fake. Of course, there are some cheap wooden villas made of very thin boards, which cost 300,000 yuan, but it is definitely not possible to build such thin boards in the desert. Price introduction. Desert wooden villas are sold according to square meters and styles. Please choose according to your own preferences. Oh my god, there really is no unified price for this thing. Jiang Chen clicked on the price list while talking. Soon, several pages of wooden houses appeared on his phone. Jiang Chen took a fancy to a set of wooden houses. This set of wooden houses consisted of 4 two-story wooden houses of different styles. Jiang Chen took a look and found that this set of wooden houses would cost 5 million. It's so expensive. However, 4 wooden houses of different styles and a concrete yard and a fence, so 5 million seems to be a bargain. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen decided to buy one to try. It was easy to buy, but where to plant the villa was a problem. Jiang Chen drove around and decided to plant a villa area in the north of the road leading to the giant cactus forest. Chapter 241, Western Homeland Villa District. After making a plan, Jiang Chen directly spent 5 million to buy a house. After buying it, Jiang Chen planted it on the north side of the road. The north side of the road was still a barren desert, but because the triangular cactus forest blocked the wind and sand, the desert here was very peaceful. Start planting. A golden light fell to the ground, and Jiang Chen's eyes soon grew wooden houses on the uneven sand dunes like a scroll. The design of this wooden house is very unique. A wooden house dropped 1 floor, based on the unevenness of the ground. Its second floor is directly balanced with the first floor of other wooden houses. However, there is another door on the second floor, which leads directly to the yard paved with rectangular stone bricks. There is also a small garden in the middle of the 3 wooden houses. Although the small garden is empty, Jiang Chen can imagine it being full of flowers. It's so beautiful. Jiang Chen pushed open the door of the fence. The door was a little heavy. The wood was really good. Jiang Chen touched the heavy door. The door was a little cool, as if he could breathe. Walking into the yard, Jiang Chen walked towards a wooden house. The two-story wooden house had already been installed with doors and windows. The wooden door was very solid, and the color-changing glass windows made the light in the house always so soft. Jiang Chen calculated that each wooden house was about 200 square meters. What surprised Jiang Chen was that the house was decorated, and even the lights lit up when they were turned on. Jiang Chen wondered where the electricity came from. He walked out of the wooden building and looked up at the roof. The special black tiles were still shining with a little metallic light. Oh my god, this wooden roof is actually a solar panel. In this way, the electricity of the entire wooden house can be solved by itself. No wonder such a set of combinations costs 5 million. Such a high-tech wooden house with more than 1000 square meters that can survive for 100 years in the wind and sand is worth 10 million. Jiang Chen could already imagine how popular he would be if he launched such a wooden house in the desert. Look at how much money I have left. I'm going to build a super town here today, Jiang Chen said as he opened his bank card management function to check the balance. He spent a total of 434 trillion yuan that night. Now he has 1.3566 trillion yuan left in his card. This money is enough for him to build a super town. First, build a villa near the road. He is all full with money. Jiang Chen calculated that he planned to build his wooden town between the 5th line of defense and the giant cactus forest. There is a distance of nearly 50 miles here, so he needs to build villas along the street for 50 miles on the west side of the road. This will cost a lot of money. This kind of combined villa can be built every 100 meters, so 250 villas can be built for 50 miles. Of course, since it is built, it cannot be built only one. Along the street to the north is a large desert. These lands are free anyway, so build another 100 villas to the north, which means 25,000 villas, 5 million per villa, which means 125 billion. 125 billion is a small amount for Jiang Chen. So Jiang Chen clicked on the plant in a row button without saying anything and built 25,000 combined wooden villas on the north side of the road. Planting wooden villas is not enough. The surrounding facilities must also keep up, otherwise how can they be sold to those local tycoons? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen built a golf course covering an area of nearly 3,000 acres on the north side of the villa complex. The 3,000 acres were all planted with 10 cm high Bermuda grass. The grass alone cost 2.1 billion. After building a golf course, Jiang Chen built 20 green parks in these villa areas. One green park cost nearly 300 million, which is 6 billion. After building the green park, Jiang Chen left 10 kindergartens, 6 primary schools, 4 junior high schools, and 2 high schools in the long villa belt of Villa North Road. After leaving the land, Jiang Chen carried out greening. After the greening was completed, plus the construction costs and the cost of hiring top teachers, it would cost at least 10 billion. In addition to these, Jiang Chen also built a reservoir directly in the north. The reservoir covers an area of nearly 600 acres. In the future, the drinking water of the entire Lubai Villa area will rely on this reservoir. The reservoir, greening and garbage disposal cost Jiang Chen nearly 4 billion. After planting the reservoir, Jiang Chen planted 10 rows of desert giant cacti in the northernmost part of the villa area near the desert. This cactus cost him 25 million per 10 meters. After everything was planted, Jiang Chen spent another 270 million to plant street lights in the northern villa complex, and then planted 1.2 billion winding paths at the entrance of the villa area. It was already evening the day after the entire northern villa complex was planted. Jiang Chen calculated that the cost of the 25,000 villas he built plus the supporting facilities directly cost him 148.595 billion yuan. Looking at such a large investment, Jiang Chen calculated that the cost of this villa plus the supporting facilities was nearly 6 million. If he didn't sell it for 10 million per set, he wouldn't make much money. After the super villa area on the north side of the road was built, late at night, under the starry sky, the end of the road was an endless giant cactus forest, and on the south side of the road were more than 100,000 acres of zinnia flowers. Such villas were close to the 8-lane road, so it was hard not to sell them. At night, Jiang Chen, who was extremely tired, lay down in a villa and fell asleep. After dawn, the sunlight shone through the light glass into the house, and the house was full of the morning sun. Jiang Chen woke up, ate some bread casually, and started to get busy again. Now that the luxury wooden villa area has been built, it has to be named and sold. Speaking of names, Jiang Chen looked at the super villas immersed in the morning light. The villas in this desolate and mysterious green world quickly reminded Jiang Chen of the American Western movies he saw when he was a child. Let's call it Western Home. My villa area is also in the west of China, so Western Home is just right. After Jiang Chen named the villa area, he was ready to continue building houses while he still had money. Jiang Chen saw a Japanese-style wooden house combination villa in the wooden house system. This villa was more expensive than the wooden house in Western Home. There were 4 houses in one house, and there was also a garage. The construction techniques were also different. One house cost 7 million. It's expensive, but I will sell them at a higher price anyway. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen began to look for a place to plant Japanese-style wooden houses. Jiang Chen thought carefully for a long time, and finally he decided to build a group of Japanese wooden villas in the Crescent Bay of the desert giant column cactus forest. Cactus Crescent Bay. There is about 30,000 villas and wooden houses here. In the early morning, Jiang Chen directly clicked one-click planting. After the one-click planting was completed, 30,000 Japanese villas appeared in the entire Crescent Bay. Chapter 242 Cherry Blossom Avenue. Jiang Chen walked into the nearest wooden villa. The dark grey and simple door, with 2 lanterns on 4 corners in front of it, pushed open the door, and several well-arranged wooden buildings exuded a noble atmosphere. Pushing open the windows and doors, he saw the smooth original wood floor. Everything was as it should be in Japan, except that it lacked clear springs and cherry blossoms. Ding dong. System prompt. Players who purchase the top wooden villa, Japan Villa will be rewarded with desert cherry blossoms. Oh my god. Bring your own seeds. No wonder this house costs more than 7 million yuan. It turns out that seeds are given away. Jiang Chen said, and clicked on the seed introduction. Seed introduction. Desert cherry blossoms can adapt to the extreme weather in the desert. It needs very little water to bloom the most beautiful cherry blossoms. If these cherry blossoms are paired with Japan Villa, they will be too beautiful. Jiang Chen was very excited. Yes, he seemed to have seen a world more beautiful than the comic world, and this world was about to appear in front of him. Plant cherry blossoms. But first see if these cherry blossoms are expensive. Jiang Chen said, and clicked on the price introduction. Price reminder, this system only has 100-year-old cherry trees, and each 100-year-old cherry tree costs 1000 yuan. Please purchase at your discretion. P.S. Donggying Wooden Villa has reserved the cherry trees and water system set by the system. Please build a reservoir at the source, and then plant cherry blossoms. Oh my god, a top villa so capricious. Jiang Chen drove straight to the northernmost part of Donggying Villa. After he finished speaking, the northernmost end of Crescent Bay Villa is a huge cactus forest. There is a huge sand pit at the entrance of the forest. This sand pit is like a lake. Okay, this is it. Jiang Chen estimated the size of the lake while speaking. The lake is about 5,000 acres. Jiang Chen chose to plant 700 acres of desert reeds first. After planting with one click, the desert reeds cost him 110 million. After planting the reeds, Jiang Chen planted another 4,000 acres of lawns by the lake and on the shore. He directly chose 5 centimeters for this lawn, which cost him another 1.4 billion. After the lawn was planted, the huge lake soon began to be filled with mist, and then the ground in the lake became moist, and the flood that followed quickly filled the lake, like it was pouring out from the bottom. After the lake was built, Jiang Chen named it Sakura Lake, and then he led a ditch to directly lead the water to the Donggying Villa district. After the water flowed down, rivers soon appeared in the Villa district, but these rivers quickly disappeared when they flowed over the sand. No, we must keep the water, Jiang Chen said as he prepared to plant grass in the Donggying Villa district. But before planting grass, Jiang Chen knew that he had to plant the road first, so that he could save a lot of money on grass. Speaking of road construction, Jiang Chen planned to build a T-shaped road directly at the place where the Western Home Avenue passed the Crescent Bay. The nail intersection directly led to the Donggying Villa district, while the Western Home Avenue continued to extend towards the giant column cactus forest. Pave the road. Jiang Chen opened the farming app and spent 400 million to plant a main road in the villa area of Crescent Bay. After the main road was planted, Jiang Chen built a small road that could lead to each villa. After the road was built, Jiang Chen smiled as he looked at the wide black roads. Very good. Start greening. The Japanese villa complex in Crescent Bay is very large. Its area is twice that of the Western homes, but the villas here are planted very sparsely, because almost all villas here have a stream in front of the door, and there are cherry blossoms beside the stream, so it takes up a lot of space. After Jiang Chen drove along the T-shaped road for a circle, he calculated carefully that the Japanese villa area would need about 10,000 acres of lawn, which would cost 6.6 billion. Oh my god, this lawn alone is almost as expensive as a listed company. But although it is expensive, is Jiang Chen a person who lacks money? He no longer lives for money, he lives for his dreams. Plant. Jiang Chen said as he planted all the 6.6 billion Bermuda grass 10 centimeters high. After planting the lawn, Jiang Chen walked on the wide road. He looked back at the green land on the roadside and the exquisite and valuable wooden houses on the green land. He was refreshed. By the way, I haven't planted the cherry blossoms yet, Jiang Chen said, and then he turned on his phone again. Cherry blossoms are very expensive, but the system has automatically set up a cherry blossom tree pit here. Jiang Chen can only recharge it. System prompt. The Dangying Wooden Villa District needs 50,000 cherry blossom trees. Please confirm the planting. Oh my god, 50,000 cherry blossom trees? That's 500 million. There is no way it has come to this point and can only recharge. Jiang Chen said that he recharged 500 million and planted 50,000 century-old cherry trees. After everything was done, another day passed. In the evening, Jiang Chen walked on the cherry blossom avenue of the villa complex. The cherry blossom trees were very tall. At this moment, it had not bloomed yet, but the huge cherry blossoms like super umbrellas were still fascinating. When the cherry blossoms bloom, this place will definitely be more beautiful than Mount Fuji. Walking along the main road of Sakura Avenue to the villa, the roadside is also planted with cherry trees of different sizes, and even the riverside flowing down from the Sakura Lake is full of cherry trees. Looking at the green world created by the cherry trees in front of him, Jiang Chen knew that this place would definitely become the most dazzling pearl in China in the future. It's still short of street lights. As the night deepened, Jiang Chen planted nearly 60 million street lights, and the entire Dangying top villa area was completed. After the villa area was built, the lights of every household were lit at night. Jiang Chen pushed open the door and saw the orange-red lights. Sitting on the wooden board, he could hear the gurgling water in front of the door and the fragrance of grass all over the world. Lying in the glass corridor in the yard, looking up, he could see the starry sky all over the world. Sometimes some beauty really cannot be described in words, and the Dangying house in front of him is like this. I have to give it a name. Jiang Chen has already built 2 residential areas here. The one on the Western Avenue is the Western Home Villa area, and Jiang Chen here is going to name it the Sakura Bay Villa area. When the cherry blossoms are in full bloom, this place will definitely be a world-class scenic spot. However, these buildings alone are not enough. Late at night, Jiang Chen drove to the Sakura Lake again. He planted a road around the Sakura Lake, planted century-old cherry blossoms on the roadside, and then planted street lights. These cost him another 700 million yuan. However, looking at the quiet Sakura Lake at night with the starry sky reflected, the twinkling stars are really heartwarming. There is another lake. There is a lake at the source, and there must be a lake at the end of the source. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen drove to the southernmost part of the Sakura Bay Villa district, where a field of zinnias and Bermuda giant cacti gathered. There happened to be 7 scattered large pits there. Jiang Chen used these pits to create a lake connected to it. Jiang Chen named it the 7-Star Lake. Chapter 243, The Wonder of the World, the Palace of the King of Qin. After planting the 7-Star Lake, the entire Sakura Bay Villa district was officially completed. Jiang Chen calculated that there were a total of 30,000 houses in the Sakura Bay scenic area, and its total investment had reached 221.37 billion. 221.37 billion is indeed a lot, but it is indeed easy to sell this house. After all, there are so many rich people in the world. As long as Jiang Chen can attract them, Jiang Chen will have a way to make them buy his villa. At night, Jiang Chen rested in a quaint cherry wooden house. After a sleepless night, Jiang Chen started his planting plan again. After getting up clearly the next day, his plan is to turn this piece of land between the fifth line of defense and the desert giant cactus forest into the first livable, tourist, leisure, and shopping paradise town in the Sahara desert. At present, he has only created a livable and tourist place, and the others are still far from it, so Jiang Chen plans to build a shopping street. Speaking of shopping streets, Jiang Chen thought about his scenic area. He built the western home villa at the northernmost end of his square scenic area, the Sakura Bay scenic area at the westernmost end, and the 100,000 acres in your scenic area in the middle. There was nothing built to the south or east. So after careful consideration, Jiang Chen decided to build the shopping street at the southernmost end of the scenic area. After choosing the address, Jiang Chen began to choose the style among the wooden houses. After more than 10 minutes of selection, Jiang Chen took a fancy to an exotic street with Southeast Asian characteristics. The investment cost of such a street is not high. A wooden building with 4 rooms upstairs and downstairs requires 500,000 yuan. Jiang Chen plans to build 2 streets. One street is about 5 miles long, and a row requires 312 houses. The street has 2 sides, and the 2 sides are 624 houses. The other 2 streets are 1,248 wooden buildings. This wooden building is 500,000 yuan each, and 1,248 wooden buildings are 624 million yuan. This money is really not expensive compared to the Sakura Bay Villa. Click to buy, and Jiang Chen quickly planted 2 streets. There is a sidewalk in the middle of the street. The sidewalk is very wide. Jiang Chen spent more than 10 million yuan to build this road. After planting the road, Jiang Chen bought more than 20 million lawns and planted them on the left and right. In less than 1 morning, a commercial street was built. After the commercial street was built, Jiang Chen looked at the large open space on the east side of the Xinya scenic area and became worried. What should he plant with so much open space? Plant a large green space? Isn't this the same as the grassland scenic area? Plant cherry blossoms? It's the same as the Sakura Bay. If you don't plant flowers and plants, but only plant houses, that won't work either. After all, people come here to travel. If the scenic area can't keep up, who'll buy your house? Jiang Chen sighed. He kept flipping through his seed grids, but there was nothing to plant. What's more important is that the system would not give him new seeds. Just when Jiang Chen was bored and wanted to look around to see if there were other nice wooden houses to plant as a scenic spot, his hand slipped and opened a new page. Oh my, there's a second page. Jiang Chen was very surprised. Turning to the second page, he was shocked at first glance. That's right, the wooden buildings on the second page are no longer simple wooden villas. The second page is actually full of magnificent palaces. House introduction. Qin Palace, a 100% replica of the most luxurious Qin Palace built by the Qin King. Qin Palace? A 100% replica? If the buildings of the Qin dynasty were copied, it would be a miracle in the world. Want a set? See how much it costs. Jiang Chen clicked on the purchase button as he spoke. As soon as he clicked on the purchase program, Jiang Chen took a breath. Price reminder, the Qin Palace exhausted the financial resources of the world and was completed by 700,000 craftsmen with great effort. Therefore, the Qin Palace is extremely expensive. A Qin Palace costs 700 billion yuan. Please purchase it at your discretion. Oh my god, 700 billion yuan. It is indeed extremely expensive. Forget it, I'd better take a look at other palaces. Jiang Chen clicked down as he spoke. He clicked for a long time and the remaining few grids did not respond. When Jiang Chen was wondering, a line of small words appeared below the phone. Please plant the Qin Palace before unlocking other palaces. Looking at the kid below, Jiang Chen seemed to see the system insulting him. You can't even handle 700 billion, and you still want another palace? Fuck you, plant it. Jiang Chen said, and clicked the planting button. After the planting was completed, his 700 billion was gone. The seeds fell to the ground, and Jiang Chen's eyes seemed to be back in time. Pictures appeared one after another. He saw countless craftsmen bringing wood and stones from all directions. They carefully planed them out into beams or door panels, and even the bricks were polished out by the craftsman bit by bit. Decades of time fast forwarded in front of Jiang Chen, and majestic palaces soon appeared in front of Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen didn't know how long this time had passed. He knew that everyone in front of him was busy, and they spent days and nights like this. When all the figures dispersed, the Qin Palace covering an area of 15 square kilometers was completed. In the early morning, Jiang Chen pushed open the door of the Qin Palace, and walked into the Qin Palace in the sun. There is a building every 5 steps in the Qin Palace, and a pavilion every 10 steps. The corridors are like silk ribbons, and the eaves are like bird beaks. The palaces are based on the terrain, radiating from the 4 directions to the core, and competing with each other. The pavilions are intertwined and twisted, like dense beehives, like swelling water vortices, standing tall. Jiang Chen looked at the palace, which was high and low, deep, and mysterious, and was stunned for a moment. The Qin Palace is so magnificent, Jiang Chen exclaimed and walked towards the palace. From the afternoon until dark, Jiang Chen walked through every hall and every attic, and he stopped only when night was approaching. After a day's walk, Jiang Chen was deeply impressed that the climate in the Qin Palace was different every day, and it was really a masterpiece of nature. At night, after Jiang Chen had a bowl of boiled noodles, he stood on a pavilion. He looked at the crescent moon hanging obliquely under the eaves in the distance. The silver white color sprinkled all over the grey tile roof. At this moment, Jiang Chen actually felt like he was back in the Qin dynasty, as if he was the high-spirited King Qin. Hey, it's really trance. Forget it. Calculate how much money I have left, and plant all the vacant land in the east with houses later. After all, Jiang Chen invested more than 10 billion in the 5th line of defense in the east. Western Home 148.5 billion, Sakura Bay 221.37 billion, Commercial Street 654 million, Qin Palace 700 billion. This calculation really doesn't leave much. Spend it all. At worst you can earn more. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he walked into the night again. Qin Palace needs a river. There were 2 rivers flowing through the ancient Qin Palace, so Jiang Chen planned to plan a water system for this super town. At present, the water in the super town is scattered. Sakura Lake to Kaixing Lake is considered a water system, and the others are lakes. If the lake water does not flow, it will be dead water. So after thinking for a while, Jiang Chen planned to build 2 rivers from Kaixing Lake and flow along the Xinya scenic area to Qinhuang Palace. After the 2 rivers flow out of Qinhuang Palace, they will flow to the desert giant column cactus forest where the western avenue in the northeast meets the 5th line of defense, and then flow south from the cactus forest to the southernmost desert, and then flow back to Kaixing Lake from the edge of the desert. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 244. The main building on stilts can also be used for planting. Main building on stilts. After designing the water system, Jiang Chen started construction. He first built a small river along the depression in front of the 5th line of defense, and then diverted the water from the Qin Palace to the river of the 5th line of defense. After diverting the water, he built another river in the depression in the south that directly connected to Kaixing Lake. After the water system was built, Jiang Chen planted reeds in the river. After the reeds were planted, he planted a large area of Bermuda grass on the shore. Not long after, a river around the city was built. After building the scenic area around the city, Jiang Chen calculated that it cost him nearly 20 billion. It would be a pity if he didn't build some houses on such an expensive river. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen continued to be busy. Since his small street with Southeast Asian characteristics has been built in the south, Jiang Chen decided to continue to build another Southeast Asian wooden building scenic area in the south. When it comes to Southeast Asian characteristic buildings, the most common one is the bamboo house on stilts. Jiang Chen looked at the bamboo house on stilts. The bamboo house on stilts is not expensive. The main building on stilts is not sold as a set like other wooden buildings. It is a single building. This one is only more than 2 million yuan. Of course, there are supporting facilities in front and behind the main building on stilts. After choosing the bamboo house on stilts, Jiang Chen directly connected nearly 60,000 bamboo houses on stilts to the commercial street. These bamboo houses on stilts are connected together and have a unique flavor. However, this bamboo house on stilts cost him 120 billion yuan. After building the bamboo house on stilts, Jiang Chen planted more than 20 million giant cacti in the south to block the wind, and then planted more than 5 billion dogtooth grass outside the giant cactus in the desert to fix the sand. After solving the problem of wind and sand, Jiang Chen spent more than 3 billion yuan on greening and building water sources before completing the task. After building the manor in the south, because there was a wind chime in the southeast bamboo house, it would jingle when the wind blew, so Jiang Chen named it the wind chime manor. As the wind bell manor was completed, Jiang Chen's phone suddenly rang. Jiang Chen opened his phone and saw that the system had sent him another seed. System prompt: players build a community worth hundreds of billions of yuan, and the system will give him a new seed for free. New seed. Let's see what kind of seed it is, Jiang Chen said as he clicked on the seed grid. The seed sent by the system was not a building material seed. What is this? A tree. Such big leaves. Seed introduction. Desert banana tree seed. This seed can grow the greenest desert banana tree. The desert banana tree successfully solves the problem of banana trees being drought resistant. Moreover, the desert banana tree can be evergreen all year round and is a rare evergreen among desert plants. Oh my god, banana trees really match well with the stilted main building. Price reminder: desert banana trees have many difficulties to solve, and because they are produced in the south and need to be planted in the north, they need to solve the problem of land optimization, so they are expensive. A desert banana tree costs 2,000 yuan. After the system prompted the price, Jiang Chen breathed a sigh of relief. 2,000 per banana tree is too cheap compared to 1,000 per square meter of Bermuda grass, isn't it? Then I will build a banana forest in Fengling Manor. By the way, banana trees should also be planted in front and behind the main villa on stilts. In this way, banana trees will look better with green land and bamboo buildings. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly purchased 250,000 banana trees and planted them in the front and back gardens, by the river, and on the roadside of the Fengling Manor Villa. Not only that, he also built a banana forest scenic area in the southeast of the stilt main building community. After the construction of Fengling Manor, the entire supertown will only have the area bordering the fifth line of defense left vacant. Jiang Chen will definitely not waste this piece of land. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly found a set of Ming and Qing dynasty wooden houses and started planting. This Ming and Qing dynasty house is as expensive as the one in Sakura Bay. A Ming and Qing dynasty house has a quadrangle. Some are 1-story, some are 2-story, and some are 3-story. There are also gardens in the yard. This house covers nearly 100 acres, which is a place where a local tyrant landlord lives. Why don't Chinese people plant their own wooden houses? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen clicked to plant. Price reminder: a Ming and Qing dynasty house is fake for tens of millions. Please purchase at your discretion. 10 million is 10 million. Let's plant all the remaining space. I calculated that planting 40,000 sets in such a large area must be enough. Even if it can't be sold, it's not bad to build a folk house in the future. Jiang Chen said that he directly rushed 400 billion to buy 40,000 Ming and Qing dynasty villas and planted them directly by the East Ring River. After planting the villa, Jiang Chen had not had time to appreciate it. Suddenly, there was a ding-dong sound, and his phone unlocked new seeds. Looking at the phone, Jiang Chen was full of emotion. It was indeed a system that squeezed people. He would not stop until he squeezed his money dry. System prompt: Ming and Qing Villa gave away 2 seeds. Please check them. Oh my god, it really deserves to be a villa planted in the top villa. Sakura Bay only gave away 1, but here it gave away 2 directly. It's really 6 to fly. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed grid. After he finished speaking, he guessed correctly. The system gave away plant seeds. Seed introduction: desert green bamboo seeds. Green bamboo is a symbol of noble character and a symbol of ancient literati. Desert green bamboo can be planted in the desert. It does not shed leaves in all seasons, and it has a strong reproductive ability. It is the best choice for the Ming and Qing houses. Fuck, why did you give me 2 seeds when it is the best choice? Jiang Chen clicked on another seed after he finished speaking. Seed introduction. Desert Sahara japonica seeds. Sahara japonica is one of the most beloved trees in China. When it blooms, its fragrance spreads 10 miles away. Moreover, the tall Sahara japonica can provide shade for Ming and Qing dynasty villas. In the morning, it is a beautiful morning to sit under a Sahara japonica tree and read a book in front of a stone table. In the evening, warm a pot of wine in front of a stone table under a Sahara japonica tree, and it is another perfect day. What a poetic thing to say. Even Jiang Chen can imagine that kind of picture. Buy. Since he likes it, then buy it wantonly. Anyway, he can't go to China to show off with so much money. Why keep them? System tips. Bamboo forests are sold by square meter. Because it needs to optimize the soil. 1 square meter of bamboo forest costs 2,000 yuan. System tips. Sahara japonica is the only 100-year-old giant Sahara japonica, and only giant Sahara japonica can be worthy of the priceless Ming and Qing dynasty villas. A 100-year-old giant Sahara japonica costs 5,000 yuan. Jiang Chen dares to guarantee that, if this giant Sahara japonica is sold to a tree collector in the countryside, it will definitely not be sold for 500 yuan. However, this is a desert, so Jiang Chen doesn't care about this little money. Therefore, Jiang Chen directly purchased more than 10 billion bamboos and planted them in the gardens of each Ming and Qing dynasty villa. In addition, Jiang Chen also built a piece of bamboo forest scenic area in the villa community. After planting the green bamboo, it was already late at night. After Jiang Chen rested for a night, he bought 20 billion desert acacias and planted them all over the 5th line of defense at dawn the next day. It is said to be a bamboo forest worth 10 billion, but in fact it is only more than 2 million square meters of bamboo. Jiang Chen built 40,000 residential units, and each residential unit can only be allocated to more than 10 square meters of bamboo. The rest of the bamboos have to be built into several bamboo forests of more than 10 acres, and there is really not much left. As for the 20 billion desert acacias, this is even more pitfall. 5,100-year-old acacias, 20 billion is only 4 million trees, and a house can only be allocated to a few trees. The rest are used to build the Huahe River scenic area. By noon, Jiang Chen had built a road leading to Fengling Manor between the Ming and Qing courtyard and the Qin Palace. After the road was completed, Jiang Chen built it along Fengling Manor to the Kaixing Lake scenic area. In the Kaixing Lake scenic area, this road was connected to the Cherry Blossom Avenue. Although Jiang Chen spent nearly 1.5 billion on this road, the transportation system of the entire town was built by him. Chapter 245. The Proud Apricot Tree. The evening sun was a little gentle. As Jiang Chen increased the greening, he could clearly feel the wind and sand getting farther and farther away from him. As the last road was completed, Jiang Chen was ready to leave Ming and Qing courtyard. Before leaving, Jiang Chen calculated the bill, which was a summary of his newly built wooden house town. Western Home. 25,000 units. Total investment of 148.5 billion. 6 million per unit. Sakura Bay. 7 million per unit. 30,000 units with a total investment of 221.37 billion. Windbell Manor. 60,000 units. 2 million per unit. Total investment of 1,291.74. Ming and Qing Courtyard. 40,000 units. 10 million per unit. Total investment of 4315. Add this up. My god, this adds up to 1,650.4 billion. Jiang Chen felt dizzy. Is this a mistake? If the schools in these districts are added, this must be 1.67 trillion. Wait, I don't seem to have that much money in my card. Jiang Chen only had 1.3566 trillion yuan in his card. How could he spend so much money? Ding dong. System prompt. In view of the fact that the player's credit rating has reached 5A level, the system automatically opens the loan service, and the player's loan amount this time is 293.874 billion yuan. I'm throwing nuts at you. Open your sister's loan service. System prompt. This loan needs to be repaid within 3 months, otherwise a high penalty will be imposed, and the penalty will be calculated as 10% of the monthly total. Jiang Chen really wanted to cry, but had no tears. This pitfall system really hurt him. This nearly 300 billion loan, 10% per month, is 29.3874 billion. It's really fun to spend money, but it's miserable to pay off the debt. At night, facing the starry sky, Jiang Chen left the wooden house town in disgrace. He vaguely remembered that he came here with more than 1 trillion yuan and was full of vigor and vitality. He really didn't expect that in less than a week, he would become a debtor with a debt of 100 billion yuan. No, I'm leaving like this. What if an expedition team comes here and says that this is what they found? Jiang Chen thought of this and drove directly to the Sahara core. When he arrived at the Sahara core base, Jiang Chen dispatched more than 100 people to the wooden house town, and then he felt relieved. After leaving the Sahara core base, Jiang Chen returned to the Bermuda Scenic Area. As soon as he returned to the Bermuda Scenic Area, Guanku called him. Even if Guanku didn't call him, he would still call Guancubic. After all, Jiang Chen calculated that the most profitable thing in his scenic area now is apricots. He was just about to ask Guanku how the apricots are selling. Hello, President Guan, I was just about to look for you. How are the apricots selling? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku's dejected sigh came from the other end of the phone. Alas, I called brother Jiang just to talk about this matter. Hearing Guanku's voice, Jiang Chen knew that things were not going well. What's wrong? Are the apricots bad? The apricots are not bad, and they have a very long shelf life, but they can't be sold. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen felt a chill in his heart. If this apricot fell on his hands, it would really cost him his life. Let's talk about it when we meet. Jiang Chen didn't dare to be careless and drove towards Mojiang. When he arrived at the headquarters of Sahara shop, a group of executives had already gathered at the headquarters. Brother Jiang, you are here. If we can't sell our apricots, they will go bad. As soon as Jiang Chen came in, a manager in charge of sales came up to him, as if he had seen a rescue. What's going on? After Jiang Chen asked everyone to sit down, Guanku looked at Jiang Chen and said, our apricots are almost ripe. We have picked hundreds of kilograms now. So many apricots can't be sold together. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen frowned and said, are the apricots not delicious? While Jiang Chen was talking, Guanku opened the drawer, took out an apricot, and handed it to Jiang Chen. The moment Guanku opened the drawer, the whole room was filled with the fragrance of apricots. It smells so good. Jiang Chen got the apricot. It was very big. It was the first time Jiang Chen had seen an apricot as big as a peach. Brother Jiang, please try it, Guanku said, and Jiang Chen took a bite. After taking a bite, the juice splashed everywhere. The sweet feeling instantly overwhelmed Jiang Chen's taste buds. Wow, delicious, sweet and delicious, not sour at all. Jiang Chen couldn't help but praise it after just one bite. Indeed, this apricot was the best he had ever eaten, no doubt about it. This apricot is not only delicious, but also very precious. 100-year-old apricot tree of this size can only produce less than 100 fruits, and the 1000-year-old apricot king only produced 10 apricots. After Guanku said this, Jiang Chen was so shocked that he almost dropped the apricot in his hand to the ground. What? So few fruits? Do these tree kings who deserve a beating think that they are arrogant because they have lived to be 100 years old? What are you thinking about if you don't bear fruit properly? Others can produce 300 kilograms of fruits on an apricot tree, but you can only produce less than 100 fruits when you are so big. Yes, we originally wanted to sell them at a low price, but if we sell these more than 100,000 acres of apricots at a low price, we can't even get back the cost. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen sighed. He never thought that these apricot trees were so unreliable. If he had known earlier, he would not have planted so many. You know, he planted apricot trees as large as 2, 4, or 5 towns. These apricot trees cost him trillions of dollars, and now you can't produce more than 100 apricots per tree, so I'm going to lose a lot of money. You can't lower the price. Not only that, you have to raise the price. Jiang Chen was determined in his thoughts, and these apricots were indeed delicious. Not only were they delicious, Jiang Chen believed that they must have other functions. He believed that his system would never cheat him for no reason. We can't sell them without lowering the price. The sandstorms are too strong now. Trains and planes have stopped running, so the apricots can't be shipped out, and tourists can't come in. If we don't lower the price and sell them to the local people in Yi City, I'm afraid the apricots will rot in the fields. Yes, and I'm afraid our windbreak can't block the wind from the Sahara. When the sandstorms come, the apricot trees will be covered, and we'll have to pay back the workers who picked the apricots. Several people suggested that Jiang Chen lower the price and sell the apricots to the people in Yi City, where there is no sandstorm, but Jiang Chen refused. The wind and sand won't last long. By the way, what special effects do apricots have? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a person in charge of apricot planting thought for a while and said, apricots can moisten the lungs, resolve phlegm, calm asthma, promote salivation, and quench thirst. Apricots contain amygdalin, a nutrient that is considered to be an effective anti-cancer substance. Apricots contain flavonoids, a nutrient that is beneficial to the health of the human heart. It has a certain preventive effect on heart disease. Flavonoids can also reduce the risk of myocardial infarction. That's about it. Oh, and it tastes good. After the technician finished speaking, Jiang Chen's eyes lit up. He didn't expect that apricots actually have the miraculous effect of fighting cancer and preventing heart disease. If that's the case, his apricots will definitely be strengthened in these aspects. So can we consider promoting them in these aspects? Thinking of this, Jiang Chen looked at Guan Ku and said, President Guan, send a basket of apricots to Sahara Hospital and let Sahara Hospital conduct a chemical analysis to see how much medical value these apricots have. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guan Ku nodded. Don't pick the remaining apricots. Wait for tourists to pick them and then sell them to them, Jiang Chen said, and asked everyone to go about their business. After a few people left, Guan Ku sighed and said, we picked hundreds of kilograms of apricots and stored them in the warehouse. What should we do with these apricots? Has the railway line that delivers same-day express delivery stopped operating? No, the airport has stopped operating. Mail the apricots to those who have bought apricot cards, and leave the rest on the trees for a few more days. Chapter 246, The First Desert Sandstorm. According to Jiang Chen's grandfather's diary, the first sandstorm in the desert will end in mid-August. As long as Jiang Chen can hold on for another week or so, his scenic spot will be open again when the sandstorm dissipates, and he will be able to sell all the apricots in stock. But when it comes to apricot cards, Guan Ku sighed again and said, those who bought apricot cards have been mailed to them. Now that all the apricot cards have been paid off, there are nearly 600 kilograms left. These apricots are placed in the newly built warehouse in the bonded area. In addition, I have invested in the construction of a canning factory, and the almond factory is also under construction. I hope that, after they are built, they can solve some of the apricot problems. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen couldn't help but give him a thumbs up. He really deserves to be the best doctoral student at the University of New South. When these two factories are built, he won't have to worry about not having apricots to sell. Isn't that solved? The canning factory is working day and night. It will take at least half a month to be put into use. The same goes for the almond factory. In half a month, our more than 600 kilograms of apricots will definitely rot. Moreover, I tried to let the same-day express delivery distribute the apricots to the Sahara shop stores across the country. The stores called and said that they couldn't sell them. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen patted him on the shoulder and said, don't worry, leave these apricots to me. You go to the canning factory first. By the way, the melon seed factory should also be built as soon as possible. Our sunflowers are in full bloom and will probably be ready for picking at the end of the month. It's already under construction. After leaving Sahara shop, Jiang Chen was thinking about how to sell these more than 600 kilograms of apricots. Of course, he had to consider paying the system back. Otherwise this crappy system would suck blood without blinking. Ding ling ling. The vast horizon. Shania, your sister. I'm so annoyed. Jiang Chen was thinking hard when his cell phone rang. Oh my god, it's Mr. She's call. Mr. She is back from Europe. The Mr. She who called was none other than She Wenfei of Junlan Group. He flew to Europe last time to find engineers to design hotel blueprints. After a few days, he brought more than a dozen designers to the scenic spot. The designer stayed in the scenic spot for 3 days and then returned to Europe with She Wenfei. If you think about it carefully, he should be back. Hey, brother Jiang, I'm back with the design drawings. I'm already in Mojiang County. Where are you? Can we meet and talk? Yes, I'll wait for you at Laokin Noodle House, Jiang Chen said, and went straight to Laokin restaurant. It was lunchtime, and there were many people at Laokin restaurant. The current Laokin restaurant is located in a building in the development zone, and the bottom 3 floors of the building are all Laokin stores. The son-in-law is here. As soon as Jiang Chen entered the noodle shop, an apprentice hurriedly greeted him. Jiang Chen nodded and asked him to arrange a private room. After the private room was arranged, a Hummer stopped at the door of the noodle shop not long after. Brother Jiang, I have to show you the masterpiece of the European designer. At the entrance of the noodle shop, She Wenfei got off the car and came down directly with a pile of design drawings. Jiang Chen called him to the private room to talk, and the apprentice helped to walk towards the pear blossom room with the design drawings. In the private room, Laokin Noodle House specially copied a few specialties for them, but She Wenfei was in no mood to eat. He opened his tablet and showed Jiang Chen the design drawings. Brother Jiang, look, this is the first hotel I plan to build, right by the Crescent Bay. This is a hotel designed according to Arab characteristics. There are 6 buildings in total, more than 1,000 rooms, all by the lake. The 6 hotels are connected together, and it is definitely the treatment of Arab royalty. Jiang Chen looked at the hotel design drawings, which really felt like the Middle Arab world when paired with the Crescent Bay in the desert. Very good. When there are more tourists, this place will definitely be full. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, She Wenfei opened the mobile 3D hotel model and said, look at this one. I plan to build this hotel in the Rose Garden. This is the design of a medieval European castle. When the roses bloom, it will be matched with the medieval castle. It will be like a fairy tale world. Jiang Chen looked at the castle. The castle was very large and simple in design. Jiang Chen was very satisfied. Then She Wenfei showed Jiang Chen 3 hotels built on the grassland and a hotel built in the world of poppies. Not only that, he also had someone design a Chinese countryside scenery hotel that matched the pear blossoms. These hotels have their own characteristics, but without exception, they are all 5-star standard hotels. After She Wenfei showed Jiang Chen all the hotels, the dishes on the table were cold. Spring is deep, and the pear blossoms near the window are full of afternoon sunshine. After She Wenfei finished his introduction excitedly, he found that Jiang Chen was not very happy. He seemed to be worried, so She Wenfei put away the tablet and asked, Brother Jiang, what's wrong? Have you encountered any problems? After She Wenfei finished speaking, Jiang Chen was worried that no one would help him with advice, so he told She Wenfei about the unsellable apricots. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, She Wenfei slapped his thigh and said, I thought it was something else. Can such a short time still make Brother Jiang worried? I want all your 600 kilograms of apricots. 600 kilograms of apricots is not a small amount. Jiang Chen knew that She Wenfei wanted to help him, but he couldn't let people lose money for no reason. Brother She, these apricots are not cheap. There are about 3,600 apricots in 600 kilograms. One apricot costs 100 yuan, which is more than 360,000 yuan. You can't buy them without making money. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, She Wenfei frowned when he heard that one apricot cost 100 yuan, but then he stretched his eyebrows again. It's okay. I won't make any money. I'll ask the hotel to process them. 1 apricot per plate, and then mix them with other fruits to make a fruit bowl. It's no problem to sell a fruit plate for 200 yuan in my hotel. After She Wenfei finished speaking, Jiang Chen agreed. In fact, what Jiang Chen didn't know was that although She Wenfei's hotel was a 5-star hotel, all the people living there were rich people, but a platter of apricots would cost 200 yuan, and the rich would not be fooled. Therefore, She Wenfei didn't say it on the surface, but he actually knew that he had to mix the money from other precious fruits. By the way, Brother Jiang, you can just ask the same day express to mail the apricots to Shangjing. Now Xin province and Gan province are buried by sandstorms. No one goes out, and hotels don't have much business. Only Shangjing and a few other places can barely open. Okay, then I'll call Guanku. Jiang Chen called Guanku as he spoke. After the call was connected, She Wenfei gave Guanku an address, and Guanku happily ran to mail the apricots. After hanging up the phone, She Wenfei took the blueprint and asked Jiang Chen when he could start work. Jiang Chen looked at the blue sky outside the window and said, "We can start construction tomorrow. By the way, when the time comes, you can go find Mu Cheng, and I will ask him to give him priority in getting cement and sand. Also, I see that your hotels also need wood, so I have built a wood base, and you can get wood directly from me later." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, She Wenfei was immediately happy when he heard that Jiang Chen had the most difficult cement and wood. Okay, I'm worried about these things. Brother Jiang, you don't know that we are not allowed to open mountains around Xin province, and cement and stones are very difficult to get. In addition, it is forbidden to cut down trees now, and wood is also difficult to get. You have it here, so our hotel will be built quickly. Chapter 247, Confrontation with Isuwen. What She Wenfei said was right. It is really difficult to buy cement, gravel and wood now. Especially now that desertification is getting worse and worse. The country's efforts to protect the environment have continued to increase. The Ministry of Environmental Protection has passed a bill that does not allow mountains to be opened in Xin province, Gan province and Qing province, and forests are also prohibited from being cut down. Therefore, many building materials companies have also changed their business, which has led to a sharp rise in the prices of cement, gravel, and wood in these three places. You don't have to worry about building materials. You can contact the construction team in the afternoon. Now, except for Yi City and Mojiang in Xin province, all other construction companies have stopped business. You can take advantage of this opportunity to build a hotel at a low price. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, She Wenfei happily ran to Washi to contact the construction company. After She Wenfei left, Jiang Chen left Laokin restaurant. Now the more than 600 kilograms of apricots piled up in the warehouse have been sold, but there are still 4 or 5 town-sized apricot forests that have not been picked. This is what makes Jiang Chen more worried. There is still half a month left, so I have to start a live broadcast to promote it in advance. Whether Jiang Chen can pay off the system's debt depends entirely on these apricots. Speaking of live broadcasting, Jiang Chen nodded firmly. He drove towards the sea of apricot blossoms. It was already evening the day after tomorrow when he arrived at the sea of apricot blossoms. The evening sunset light of the sea of apricot blossoms was still very strong. When he opened the car door, a strong fragrance of apricots filled the whole world. It smells so good. Jiang Chen closed his eyes and he immersed himself in the smell of the fragrance in front of him. Ahem, I can't smell it anymore. I have to start working. Jiang Chen opened the live broadcast room as he spoke. The moment he opened the live broadcast room, thousands of people rushed into Jiang Chen's live broadcast room. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen. Today I will broadcast the apricots of Xinhuling to you. I believe everyone. Caterpillar, wow, Brother Chen is finally here. As you see, Brother Chen, where have you been these weeks? Fragrant ground, yes, Brother Chen, you are not here, and Chili Live is beaten by Maoaya. Daily news, Maoaya Live has received 2 billion investment from Daijiang Group, and Maoaya Live is expected to return to the top position in the live broadcast industry. Financial early knowledge, Maoaya Live has signed Yasuwen, the most beautiful woman in Hancheo country. With the addition of Yasuwen, Maoaya Live's fans have increased sharply. Southern Metropolis, in order to cope with the resurgence of Maoaya, Legiolo Live introduced domestic live broadcast star Feng Mushroom to compete, and Feng Mushroom was defeated by Yasuwen for a week in a row. Stock market early knowledge, with the arrival of Yasuwen, Maoaya Live's traffic has increased sharply. Affected by this, Maoaya Live stock has risen by the daily limit for 3 consecutive days. Financial news, with the failure of Feng Mushroom, Legiolo Live's traffic has dropped sharply, and the stock of Legiolo Live platform has fallen by the daily limit for 3 consecutive days. Perhaps only Jiang Chen the real number one of Legio, can save Legio. However, Jiang Chen has not started live broadcasting for 2 consecutive weeks. It is rumored that Jiang Chen has broken up with Legio Live. Jiang Chen was puzzled when watching the news. How could Legio not stand it after 2 weeks of busy work? Also, if he does not come out, will the monkey come out to be the king? I just watched the news. I've been busy with the new scenic spot these days, so I don't know much about it. However, I'm very grateful to those friends who still stay to support me. I will continue to live broadcast for the next 3 days. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon his fans' comments filled the screen. Song Chachu, that's great. We are all waiting for the anchor to stand up. It's great to be able to live broadcast today. Dreamkeeper, support. Wherever the anchor goes, we will follow. Entertainment Insider News, is the anchor declaring war on Mayo Live on behalf of Legio Live. It's a good time to live broadcast at this time. It's beyond your ability. Daily Entertainment, that's right, anchor, you are very brave. Do you know how many fans Lee Suan has on Mayo Live? You are just looking for abuse by live broadcasting now. Gossip King, you were forced to live broadcast by the boss of Legio. Lee Suan of Mayo Live has been calling you every day these days, and you dare not respond like a turtle. Now there is no one in Legio, so you are forced to do it. The old Wang next door talks about feelings. Legio's NIE was forced to fight Lee Suan, the number one beauty from Hancheo country. Chili Pepper said, I'm already weak, can I beg for mercy? Slightly sad. Hey, Irby next door Leo Wang, you've been posted in the barrage of news headlines. Bahliang, oh my god, next door Leo Wang, when did our Jiang brother become weak? Can you stop reporting nonsense? Looking at a group of self-media who were trying to lead the rhythm, Jiang Chen did not stop them, because Jiang Chen had been on the air for 7 or 8 minutes, and his fans had just exceeded 9,000. He could already feel that Chili Pepper's live broadcast was really not going well. So, let this group of self-media who are looking for a sense of existence lead the rhythm. It just happened to help himself promote it, by the way. Otherwise, if the number of online people today did not exceed 10,000, how could he end it? I started the live broadcast only because I signed an agreement with Chili Pepper. I have 2 hours of live broadcast time every day, so I didn't start the live broadcast to compete with the beauty of a cold wave country. We have nothing to compare. Please pay attention to the wording of the news. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of self-media friends responded quickly. Wang next door talks about love. Chili brother said that he will be strong to the end, and said that there is nothing to compare. They are not in the same class at all. Is Chili brother conceited or deliberately riding on the popularity? Readers, what do you think? Welcome to leave a message. Little Chili is really hot. Hey, Wang next door, you are an idiot. You put the title in the barrage again. Daily Entertainment, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room is no longer popular, and he encouraged fans to maliciously curse innocent media people. He really has no quality. Caterpillar, oh my, you did it on purpose. Let's ignore them. You said you are fine. Hey, the media is like this. If they don't transfer the 2 sides today, they will die. Jiang Chen frowned. Sure enough, for money, these self-media people can do anything. And you, Daily Entertainment, can you please write the word incited correctly before you become a media person? Chapter 248, The Boss Has No Emotions. Jiang Chen wanted to laugh when he saw a group of self-media who didn't even graduate from elementary school maliciously stirring up trouble. But if they want to stir up trouble, let them do it. Anyway, as long as they can make money to support their children, it's fine. Today's live broadcast is to bring some benefits to everyone, so if you want benefits, just double click 666 on the screen. Jiang Chen finished speaking. When he heard that there were benefits, even Leo Wang next door started 666 when he talked about feelings, which made Jiang Chen speechless. Catfishing, anchor, what benefits are you bringing us this time? Hint that I'd pay the phone bill. Yes, what benefits are there? After a group of people asked, Jiang Chen looked at it and found that his popularity still didn't break through 10,000, so he decided to leave it suspense first. We'll talk about the benefits later. By the way, now everyone can go and notify their friends. I will broadcast until dark. Today, I will take you to enjoy the sunset in Mojiang. In the evening, the cool breeze blew, and the sky in the Mojiang scenic area was unusually bright. The western sky was full of clouds, and the sunset was looming in the clouds. Jiang Chen fixed his phone on the live broadcast stand, and then lay on a piece of grass, to enjoy the sunset with everyone. He has been busy day and night during this period. He hasn't been able to relax, and enjoy the sunset quietly for a long time. Hometown, wow, I didn't expect the sky in Mojiang is still so blue. Our Gansu province is east of Mojiang. Now the wind and sand have blown me away for half a month. Grandma's wooden house, yes, we have stopped working here for half a month. I can't imagine where we can make money in the long run. Songnan Tyrant, are you kidding me? Why is our sky so grey when we are so far away from the desert, and your sunset is so beautiful in the desert? Big brother MOD King. Yes, I heard from my friends that the sky in Yi City in Mojiang is particularly blue. I didn't expect it to be really blue. My younger brother is called Chu Yishan. It can't be fake. But it costs money to build such a big screen. When Cheng Fried Rice Man, after watching the Anchors Live broadcast, I'm ready to go to Yi City to speculate in real estate. Several of my fellow villagers have gone to Yishi and Mojiang with huge sums of money. I heard that in the next few decades, the only blue sky and white clouds in the northwest and even the whole of China will be concentrated in Yishi and Mojiang. Take advantage of the low housing prices now and make a profit. Big brother MOD King. Brother, are you going there too? I also heard that it will be a new development place for the country. I heard that the capital of the new province will move there in the future. So now Yishi is building houses every day. Bricklayer, I'm moving bricks in Yunnan New District. I can prove it is true. Now the whole new province is basically submerged by the desert. The wind and sand in Wuxi are up to the ankles. In the whole new province, only Yishi has blue sky and white clouds. Salted fish is life. Really? You said that. I also want to buy a house. By the way, what is the current housing price per square meter in Yishi? Is Yishi better or Mojiang better? Yishi Blue Sky Real Estate. Welcome to buy a house in Yishi. Our company has opened a real estate project in Yunnan New District. Now a deposit of 10,000 is equivalent to 30,000. Yishi Daddy Real Estate. Now the price of Yishi housing is different every day. Half a month ago, when the sandstorm had not come, the price of Yishi was more than 2,000 per square meter, and it was not sold. Now the sandstorm has come. The holes in province and several neighboring provinces have been submerged by the sandstorm. Only Yishi and Mojiang are fine, so the housing prices have skyrocketed. Salted fish is life. How much is it per square meter now? Yishi Blue Sky Real Estate. Not sure now. The price just now was 4,300 per square meter. I heard that the price will increase in a while. Now there are many people looking at houses in the holes in province. Ordinary little life. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? It has doubled in just over 10 days. Yearning puppy. What's that? Once the Wencheng real estate speculation group enters the market, the housing price will break 5,000 tomorrow. Junda Real Estate. Even if the Wencheng real estate speculation group does not come, the housing price will break 5,000 tomorrow. The wind and sand in the Sahara desert are so strong now. Sooner or later, it will swallow up the whole of China. At that time, the whole country will be invaded by the wind and sand. You don't go to work, but you can't help breathing. So how can the wind and sand breathe? Thatched fence family. That's true. The sandstorm is blowing so hard that I can't go to school. The factories have stopped working, and even the supermarkets are closed. I have to eat instant noodles at home every day. I really want to go back to my old life. October. Is it better to buy a house in Mojiang or Yishi? Starry wish. Mojiang is better. Although Mojiang is a county, Yishi's factories, bonded areas, etc. are all in Mojiang, and Sahara Hospital, the best hospital in the northwest, is also in Mojiang. By the way, Sahara Group is also in Mojiang. Now they are recruiting people every day, and the salary is very high. I work at Sahara Building Materials Company. Hot shrimp. It's great to be able to go to work. I haven't been to work for half a month. I'm worried about losing my hair every day at home. My child is still in college and waiting for my money every day. By the way, I'm going to take a bus to Mojiang to try my luck. Jiang Chen didn't know that his live broadcast room had changed a lot. At this moment, he was still looking at the sunset and emptying himself. He didn't turn the screen to himself until he felt that the time was about right. Okay, it's getting dark. I'm going to start giving out benefits. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and his fans stopped. Fat star, give out benefits, give out benefits. Peace of mind, what benefits? Dong si dassi, it's been half an hour, and the popularity is still low. I remember that in less than half an hour, the anchor's popularity would exceed 10 million. How come it's only more than 20,000 today? After the fans finished speaking, Jiang Chen took a look, and it was true. This is really embarrassing. Old Dragon King, everyone went to see Yi Suwen, and now Yi Suwen is live dancing. The popularity of her live broadcast room has exceeded 70 million, and even Feng Mushroom, who is highly recommended on the homepage of Chile, is not more than 1/10 of her. Destiny in your own hands. Yes, Chile's popularity is getting worse day by day. By the way, do you want to go to Yi Suwen's live broadcast room to post barrages to tell them that Jiang Chen is live? Yi Suwen fan club, damn, I still want to come to your place to lead the rhythm, and you still want to go to our place to lead the rhythm? Zhao Yi is really beautiful, the anchor is really rubbish. The beautiful Yi has declared war on you for a few days, but you only dare to show up now. Meng Hui Ken, that's right, you started the live broadcast and no one is watching, but you still want to go to the beautiful Yi to stir up trouble. What a rubbish. Jiang Chen hasn't said anything yet, and the fans of Yi Suwen really came to stir up trouble. Jiang Chen was very puzzled. How beautiful is Yi Suwen? Is she so arrogant? Go watch her live broadcast. Jiang Chen really wants to know how beautiful this woman who is known as the most beautiful woman in Asia is. He did what he said. Jiang Chen turned his phone to the sunset again, and opened the MAOI live broadcast platform. As soon as he opened the homepage of MAOI live broadcast, he found the large screen recommendation of MAOI homepage. Oh my god, she is really beautiful. The homepage recommendation is Yi Suwen, the #1 beauty in Hancheo country. At this moment, Yi Suwen has slightly curly long hair, an oval face, big and charming eyes, and more importantly, she looks really pure. And her skin is too white. Oh, I don't speak Chinese very well. Can you please teach me? Yi Suwen was sitting on a white chair with a cute pillow in her arms. Chapter 249. We are not shameful. Jiang Chen didn't know what these men were watching. Anyway, he saw that the gifts in Yi Suwen's live broadcast room never stopped. In just 2 hours, her tips must have exceeded 100,000. Ha Cheo, let me teach you. Call me brother. Call me brother and I will give you 10,000 yuan. Jiang Bei family, fuck you. You want Zhao Yi to call you brother for 10,000 yuan. Call you a few times. She lowered her head and smiled beautifully. I gave Zhao Yi 50,000 yuan, and he didn't even say thank you. Hello everyone, I only know this sentence. Everyone should be considerate. Yi Suwen's voice is very sweet, and the person who said it is Num, and she is really beautiful, so it's no wonder that so many people come to watch. Forget it, I'd better go back to my live broadcast room. Anyway, I have 20,000 loyal fans now. Jiang Chen wanted to leave as he said this, but just as he turned off the video, Yi Suwen suddenly called him. I heard that Jiang Chen is here, right? Yi Suwen's Mandarin is not very standard, but it sounds very cute. After she speaks it, a group of fans heard that Jiang Chen was here, and soon their barrages exploded. Yi Suwen's fan club. Oh my god, Jiang Chen, you still have the nerve to come and peek. You hurt Dangje back then, and now you want to hurt our Wanwen? Yelling, get out. What's the matter? You still want to come and get attention, right? Zhao Yi's lover. I didn't expect him to be so shameless. No one watches his own live broadcast room, and now he comes to someone else's live broadcast. Today's news, I will report it truthfully. Jiang Chen, the #1 hot pepper, went to his opponent's house to support the #1 beauty in the cold tide country. Jiang Chen was very puzzled. How did Yi Suwen know about his arrival? You know he didn't say anything. It must be that the executives of Maoia found out his ID. Forget it. Since I'm here, I'll say hello before leaving. Thinking of this, in line with the principle of hospitality, Jiang Chen sent a barrage. Jiang Chen, who loves farming, welcome to China. Your live broadcast is very successful. Congratulations. Jiang Chen just finished speaking, and soon a group of media started the rhythm. Wang next door talks about love. Jiang Chen admitted his defeat in front of hundreds of millions of fans, which made the Chinese people lose face. Entertainment early knowledge, the #1 hot pepper has handed over the position of the #1 live broadcaster, which is normal. Since the apricot blossoms fell, he has nothing to broadcast live. I know you. You are the first. I want to compete with you. I'm the first in the cold tide country. You are half as popular as me. You win. Li Suwen wanted to express her words clearly, but her Chinese was really bad, and she couldn't figure out how to speak clearly for a long time, but her intermittent words made Jiang Chen understand. I'm not here to compete. If you like to be the first, I'll give it to you. I just simply open a live broadcast to give my fans some benefits. Jiang Chen has long passed the age of competitiveness, although he is only 19. No, I came here to defeat you. I often heard people say that you are the best in the country of Han Cheo. Do you dare to compete with me? Li Suwen was a little anxious when she saw Jiang Chen refuse to compete with her. She spoke hurriedly. Big head cat, coward, you dare not compete with a woman and want to be the best in live streaming. Get out of here. Xiao Yi is the most beautiful. He definitely doesn't dare to compete with her. Xiao Yi's popularity is about to break 80 million. His live streaming room has only 20,000 people. There is no comparison at all. Thunderbolt in the sky, compare with her. Don't embarrass us Chinese people. What's there to be proud of as a singer and dancer? Do you know how great our brother Chen is? Xiao Yi's fans, great. Isn't he just a farmer in the desert? What's the honor of farming? Little wolf dog, it's shameful to be a farmer. We are all urban people. Why are you, a farmer, coming here to embarrass others? Balcony, farmers don't pay attention to hygiene. I met one on the bus last time. He stinks. Xiang Pengpeng, that's right. They are uneducated, poor, and they lower our GDP. A group of people don't know why they turned their spearheads on farmers. They can insult Jiang Chen, but if they insult the millions of farmers who feed them, Jiang Chen will not agree. Let's compare. You guys insult us farmers every day. We farmers eat with our hands. We are not ashamed. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon the live broadcast room fell into a melee. Goo goo chicken, they are dirty, and they are thieves. He smiled. Dirty your sister. Without us, you people can only eat shit, you know? Don't let go. Farmers are poor. They only look at beautiful women secretly, and they are reluctant to give a dime. Toutus, compare with her. Brother Jiang is brave. We support you. Come on, you are Chinese. Follow me to Brother Jiang's live broadcast room. History expert, who is not a farmer 3 generations ago. What qualifications does a person who sits here and relies on cuteness have to talk about Jiang Chen? If it weren't for Jiang Chen, would you bastards still be sitting here watching the live broadcast? A bowl of noodles. What does a farmer have to do with us? If we hadn't bought him things, he would have starved to death. And he still doesn't know how to thank us. Don't argue with the fans. Let's make a bet. Half of the popularity, you win. Li Suwen said. Jiang Chen replied to her. No need for half. Let's compete normally. Compete for fans before 9 o'clock tonight. If I lose, I will let you deal with it. After Jiang Chen finished, Li Suwen nodded and said, if I lose, I will leave. If you lose, you leave. The reason why Li Suwen came to China was to defeat Jiang Chen. She didn't want to stay in China for too long, so she wanted to cut the Gordian knot. As long as she drove Jiang Chen away, Maoai would give her 2 million, and then she could return to Hancheo country to broadcast live. Okay. Jiang Chen said and left Li Suwen's live broadcast room. When Jiang Chen left, many fans in Li Suwen's live broadcast room also left Maoai live. Unrestrained love. In the face of national justice, I went to support Jiang Chen. After all, the dancers can be watched at any time, but Jiang Chen's live broadcast is not something that can be seen casually. Young man, I went to watch Jiang Chen's live broadcast. He just said there would be benefits. Let's see what good things there are this time. After a group of people finished posting the barrage, they left Li Suwen's live broadcast room. At the same time, the popularity of Jiang Chen's live broadcast room increased sharply. In less than 10 minutes, the popularity of Jiang Chen's live broadcast room exceeded 1 million, and his popularity was still increasing by tens of thousands. Thank you for your support. Today I made a bet with Yi Suwen that my popularity would exceed her before 9 o'clock, otherwise I would quit the live broadcast industry. I hope all fans can help me promote it. By the way, when my popularity exceeds 10 million, I will release a big benefit. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his fans became busy. Not only Jiang Chen's fans, but at this moment, the news that Jiang Chen made a bet with the beauty of Hancheo country was quickly reported by self-media with exaggeration. In less than an hour, the topic of Jiang Chen vs Yi Suwen rushed to the top of the Kaiandu search rankings. As more and more people started paying attention, soon those who had finished dinner took out their phones and started watching the fun. Chapter 250, A Slap in the Face. It was late at night in China, but it was still dusk in the desert. Jiang Chen used his mobile phone to live broadcast the sunset to everyone. More and more people watched. After all, the desert was raging in China now, and such blue sky and white clouds really made them envious. When the popularity of Jiang Chen's live broadcast room exceeded 10 million, Jiang Chen decided to use his big move. Thank you for your support. Now I will bring you a brand new live broadcast content. Jiang Chen said as he walked into a dense apricot forest. The sunset passed through the mottled apricot branches and sprinkled on the golden apricots. The apricots that looked like small peaches hid in a green apricot leaf like a little elf. The apricots in China have been eaten, but the apricots here are just ripe. Today I will take you to visit my apricot garden. The child said, "What's so good about the apricot garden? It's not the blooming season." Mutowly, that's right, there are apricot trees all over our hometown. Let's go and see the beauty of the cold tide country. Seeing that the fans who had finally come were about to leave, Jiang Chen hurriedly introduced them. Yes, apricots can be found everywhere, but have you ever seen a 100-year-old apricot tree? Haolang Yidodo, I have. Hehagwei, a slap in the face, 66,666. But have you ever seen 100 million 100-year-old apricot trees? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans followed up with a barrage. Haolang Yidodo, no. Hehagwei, the plot is reversed, and Haolang is slapped in the face again. Ow. 66,666. Laoti. 6666. It's dark over there, everyone. You can just curl up on the sofa or lie in bed and watch my apricot live broadcast. First, let's take a look at the apricots in Xinghuling. Look how green the leaves are and how red the apricot goldies. Let me tell you, if you are here, you will smell the apricot fragrance all over the valley. This is a pity, the apricot trees are so green. It feels so intimate just looking at them. Alas, the wind and sand blow here every day, and the leaves are all covered with a layer of soil. I really envy the anchor here. Kung Fu Monkey, it's great to still have apricots to eat now. ZHU Jiang, don't be fooled. The host just wants to promote his apricots. Gao Laodisha, that's right. Don't be fooled. The host has no good intentions. His apricots are about to rot, but he still sells them at a very high price. Do you think we are being taken advantage of? Water in the pond, 100 yuan for an apricot. Why don't you just go and rob them? Xiaoi fans, that's right, black-hearted boss. All farmers are black-hearted. Jiang Chen looked at the man named ZHU Jiang. He was a little puzzled. Could this guy be someone ZHU Chang has found? That shouldn't be the case. ZHU Chang should be in jail now. Where does he have the time? News early. Can the host please explain the 100 yuan apricot thing? Is this considered a profiteering monopoly? Today's highlights. Why does the host dare to sell his apricots so expensively? Is it because the apricots in China are out of season? Led by ZHU Jiang, a group of people questioned Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen knew that this day would come eventually, so he was not panicked. Okay, you ask me why apricots are so expensive, right? Then I'll explain. First of all, my apricot variety is called Jinshao apricot, which is much more expensive than other apricots. Does anyone have any objection to this? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the barrage in his live broadcast room started to refresh again. Vegetable and fruit wholesale base. This year, due to the desert, there is little rainfall, and apricots are few, so the price is generally high. We are engaged in vegetable and fruit wholesale, so I will introduce the price to everyone. Dang dang's heart, you come to introduce it to everyone fairly. Vegetable and fruit wholesale base. The small white apricot in Shangcheng City, Henan province was 8 yuan per catty last year. This year, due to the influence of the desert, the production has been greatly reduced, so the price has risen to 15 per catty. The pearl oil apricot in Pinxin County, Linxi City, Qi province is 11 yuan per catty. The greenhouse king apricot in Yunxi City, Shan province is 17 yuan per catty. The sun apricot in Wuxi City, Shaanxi province is 18 yuan per catty. The Jinshao apricot in Wuxi City, Shaanxi province is 20 yuan per catty. This year's prices have risen a lot compared with previous years. ZHU Jiang. Okay, the fruit and vegetable wholesalers have said that the price of Jinshao apricots is 20 yuan per pound. Jinshao apricots are big, with 3 per pound, and one is less than 7 yuan. You sell it for 100 yuan. Do you have anything else to say? Xiaoi fans, that's right. What else do you have to say? Even if it is off season now, you can only sell one apricot for 13 or 14 yuan at most. Why do you sell it for 100 yuan? Is it because you are a scenic spot? Why doesn't the country ban you for such a pitiful scenic spot? Today's hot spot. Even if the country does not cancel you, we Chinese people will unite and resolutely not go to your scenic spot. ZHU Jiang. Yes. Let's unite to boycott high-priced apricots. Boycott high-priced scenic spots. Business Daily. The black-hearted businessman Jiang Chen deliberately raised the price of apricots by relying on his many fans. Now fans are not buying it and are asking for a refund. What do you think? Xiaokingnian. I'll lie down and watch it. What else can I watch? Damn it, they can sell as much as they want. It's none of your business. Song Chachu. That's right. What's it to you? A group of fans quarreled, and Jiang Chen interrupted them. Okay, since you are questioning, I will explain it to you clearly. First, I would like to ask the fruit and vegetable wholesale base, how many apricots can a Jinshao apricot tree in Wei City bear? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the fruit and vegetable wholesale base quickly responded. Fruit and vegetable wholesale base. In previous years, an apricot tree could bear 200 to 300 kilograms. This year, due to the great impact of the desert, an apricot tree in Wei City can bear about 100 kilograms, which is more than half the yield. Well, that's good. An apricot tree in Wei City can bear more than 100 kilograms. He sells an apricot for 7 yuan. How much can this apricot tree sell for? Also, how much does he need to feed an apricot tree? How much sunlight does his apricot tree get? Is the environment in which his apricot tree lives purely natural? After Jiang Chen asked, the fruit and vegetable wholesale base answered truthfully. Fruit and vegetable wholesale base. The cost of apricot tree management is very low. An apricot tree can be sold for about 1,700 to 1,800 yuan. Nowadays, Wei City is greatly affected by the desert and there is almost no sunshine. What about yours? After the fruit and vegetable wholesale base finished speaking, Jiang Chen aimed the camera at a tall apricot tree next to him. The tree, which looked like a giant umbrella, had very few apricots. His tree bears more than 100 kilograms of fruit. Let's see how many apricots my tree bears. And please remember, this is a 100-year-old apricot tree. In addition, I have sunshine all year round. There is also a business newspaper. Can you help me calculate how much money it costs to raise a 100-year-old apricot tree in the desert until it bears fruit? Jiang Chen finished speaking, and a group of people followed his camera and began to count the apricots. Mathematical genius, a total of 62 apricots. Ping pong, yes, 62 apricots. There are so few. ZHU Jiang, you deliberately picked the one with fewer apricots. Then I will walk a few more miles forward. I will stop when you say stop, and I will pick whichever tree you tell me to pick. Jiang Chen finished speaking and started walking in the apricot forest. After he walked a few hundred steps, everyone shouted to stop. ZHU Jiang personally pointed to a huge golden longevity apricot tree and a group of people began to count. After counting for a long time, the tree only produced 74 apricots. Ping pong. The host's apricots really have very few. These apricots only weigh more than 20 kilograms, which is really incomparable to the golden longevity apricots in Wei City. Business Daily. Have you calculated how much it would cost to grow a century-old golden longevity apricot in the desert? Business Daily. Apricots can't grow in the desert. How can you ask me to calculate? End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.